Internet, hello and welcome to OKLCS Spring 2018 Diamond Capped Week number 1. I'm Alex HNA22. You might know me from the last stream we did earlier this morning, but I'm joined today, or now, not by Casey Goddard, but rather by Benjamin Beniona Morales.
Hello. I am the top laner for the game you're about to watch, and I will be helping shoutcast the rest of the games here today, and hopefully for the rest of the season in Diamond Cap.
Yeah, top laner for the team known as Reign of Kings. I don't know about the rest of you, but I think they're pretty highly rated as far as Diamond Cap teams go.
Yeah, there's a funny that you mentioned that, Alex. There's a article that I wrote, a power rankings article for all the OKLCS team.
Oh yeah? Where did you rate Reign of Kings?
It is a hotly debated topic currently. Reign of Kings was rated as a number 1 or 2 placement team going into playoffs. Now, it is very early on in the season, so a lot of things are still up in the air, and the article should be getting updated at least every 3 weeks, and that is what I plan to do.
You're gonna rewrite every
well, it's gonna be like based on expectations that we set, you know. So for example, Reign of Kings 1 or 2, based on how this match goes, you know, might get for sure number 1 or for sure number 2.
Oh yeah, all right. So in any case, the first game, I think, like, this is completely disregarding your power rankings, but I think this is going to be a very highly what's the word I'm looking, anticipated game.
Yes.
Both of these teams, Reign of Kings on the blue side, Sky Zero on the red side, both of them veterans to the OKLCS. Both of them have gone through 1 or 2 roster changes between seasons, and it should be a really fun matchup.
Yeah, the 4th place team from the previous season, Sky Zero, now comes with a slightly changed lineup, picking up Garbleezy in the top lane, and dropping Baby Fufu and picking up Randy Newman.
Yeah, they actually swapped supports between these two teams.
They swapped supports between Reign of Kings and Sky Zero, and, you know, dropped Beniona and picked up Garbleezy. And then other than that, there's just been some name changes. Almighty is the previously known Sody Poppin, previously known as there's so many names.
Yeah, he's gone through a lot of them, but it's the same guy. It's the same
mid laner, and so he's popular for his Jace play, his Azir play from last season.
He had that one Azir play where he just like pushed a Corki
into the tower. So a lot of deja vu going through here. And then to talk a little bit about Reign of Kings, you know, obviously picked up the 2 dropped players, I guess, from Sky Zero, and they are the, I guess, spiritual successors of Gamers in Arms, because they have
that's what they were called, wasn't it?
Rain Leopard is just
Leroy.
Completely new mid laner to the team. They dropped Leroy and picked up Rain Leopard, and then Sickly is a new player instead of Jack. So Jack was the large hyper carry on last season's Gamers in Arms, and now it is Sickly. So 3 new players, or 3.5 if you want to count Rain Leopard / 3.5, and a new rebranding for the team as Reign of Kings instead of Gamers in Arms. Yeah. And so that's great talking about the history. Let's talk about the game. We're 2 minutes into it.
Interesting choice. Most junglers I see, like, basically in every situation like to get leashed by their bottom lane. Instead, Hastega actually started blue side, got a leash from Beniona in the top lane. Do you have any understanding of why that is?
Yeah, so a big thing is in this jungle matchup, right? Lee Sin isn't actually a very popular pick at the moment. Usually, as far as aggressive junglers are concerned, usually you see Kha'Zix or Eve or even Jarvan, right? So we don't get to see the pick and ban, but like from what I understand, like, because I was there, right? Yeah. Lee Sin was picked as a counter towards the Zac in order to prevent Zac from scaling into the game. Because if you look at the side of Reign of Kings, it's a very brawly team fight comp. You have Kennen in the top lane who's going to be stunning targets, 2 DPS carries, Corki and Kog'Maw, that are both going to get amplified by a Rakan who's also engaging alongside the Zac and the Kennen. So they've got a nasty team fight comp. So Lee Sin's job is basically to keep this Zac from getting to a point where he can team fight effectively by providing high pressure in the jungle. So what the Zac's pathing is probably doing is avoiding the Lee Sin altogether, because Zac tends to jungle extremely slowly, and because Lee Sin's a fast clearing jungle that has strong dueling potential, Zac's going to take a slightly less optimized clear in order to avoid the Lee Sin completely.
Yeah, and the Unreal Obama on that Lee Sin is actually already counter jungling onto Hastega's blue side, coming around looking to see if he can find something onto Beniona in that top lane. though. It doesn't look like he has a very good path in to get behind him. Hastega doesn't realize just how close he is to that enemy jungler.
Yeah, Lee Sin on the invade did leave a ward behind, so they do know that Zac will be in the river.
He's just safeguarded into that brush, but spotted by a ward immediately. This is the Unsealed Spellbook top lane Kennen taking the Ignite early on. We'll probably swap over to the teleport later on as the game goes on, just to make sure that he can match the split push from Garblezi. Additionally, this Unsealed Spellbook, just by taking it, it reduces the cooldowns of all your summoner spells. It's really nice.
Yeah, so it really allows for more unorthodox top laners to be played. We see it in competitive. We see Vladimir take it a lot. We see a lot of mid laners actually also take it. Usually when it's you want to get some AP, you hate it. It makes for much more interesting plays. But currently in competitive, it's completely getting abused, where you see Alistars and even some ADCs like Sivir start taking it in order to just amplify their pressure on the map early game by everyone just takes TP and stretch that into these really odd teamfight comps. You don't expect to get flanked by a teleport from Sivir. And then usually they'll swap it out to for a cleanse or something later.
We'll get some hyper procs. Garblezi gonna get stunned up by this Beniona, but he hops forward, just trying to keep on getting more hyper procs. Starting to push in onto that the enemy top laner just because of the superior wave size on his side.
Yeah. So besides the Summoner Spellbook, another thing that we see a lot that kind of gets abused in the rune pages currently, also in the same tree, are those stopwatches. In the inspiration tree, we see a lot of free boots and stopwatches currently get picked up in the competitive meta. This game, we have 6 wonderful stopwatches to keep track of.
Holy!
So Kennen,
those
Zac,
will be online
Corki,
in 40
all
seconds.
Have stopwatches. Yeah, they activate at 6 minutes, which is why we're. It's really nice to bring it up. And then Lee Sin, Azir, and Xayah. Usually you want to take them on champs that have nice combos with the stopwatch. The really famous one is the Ryze stopwatch ult combo that kind of, it's a replacement for Zhonya's. They're leaving very little counterplay to Ryze making an escape.
On PBE though, they
are removing that, thank God. And so the stopwatch is getting blamed a lot actually for slowing games down, for basically
that's a good
getting a lot of plays.
Too. That means that he can't dodge the Sonic Wave. Sickly has to bring the Summoner heal, but that will be all that they get out of that one. A nice knockup from Baby Fufu on the gank.
Yeah, that was a very nice chunk. Now, the wave currently is pushing.
Oh, hold on a second, because you got Almighty coming around. He's gonna have the Shurima Shuffle. He's gonna go in. Does get it onto Baby Fufu. Has to flash out of the Howling Gale and the Sonic Wave. First blood for the Unreal Obama. Sickly doing what he can, but he will get rooted up.
Oh,
and
that
teleport. There it comes. Oh, Beniona goes in with the Slicing Maelstrom, but he's exhausted. Randy Newman does survive through it all. There's the stopwatch. They flash forward. Sickly gets caught by the Unreal Obama. He is gonna go down. Or will he? He's got his own stopwatch. He survives. And Beniona goes down. So, big swing for Sky Zero.
3 stopwatches used during that play, and the teleport and flash used by Beniona. All sums are completely blown. Everyone flashed, everyone exhausted, everyone healed. A big explosive start to the game. They said, we hit 6, we make a play.
Holy cow. The stopwatch kept Unreal Obama alive and just dodging the Acathian surprise from Sickly on his way out. What a beautiful play by the jungler of Sky Zero. In the meanwhile, Garblezi, he's got his teleport. He knew that he wasn't needed, and he just got to continue pushing. And not only will he have pressure in that top lane, he also has the teleport advantage.
Yeah, staying in that lane does allow him to close up the CS lead that has been accumulating. Usually we try to keep track more of like how the lanes are going and all the pressure, but I guess first stream of the season, we got a lot to talk about what has changed since the last season of OKLCS.
And I mean, a lot of people, they watch this for the gameplay, but of course you also just like watching regular LCS, there's a lot of characters in the scene. You want to know what's going on between the players that you know, the players that you're playing against, things like that.
Yeah, and so no sums on the bottom side of the map, all sums blown, means it does tend to favor the jungle, who does look to make the plays. Now, we do see that both jungles are currently level 5. Lee Sin is clearing on the bottom side of the map. He just now hit 6, might look to make a play. Instead, he chooses to recall. So the junglers that give more attention to this sumless Kog'Maw lane, we do tend to think will snowball the game down there. It is very vulnerable at the moment. Yep. And so Hastega now clearing his red is just now also hitting 6. We do see the Unreal Obama decides to go topside in order to take his 6 elsewhere. It's important to note Unreal Obama has so much money. He back right there, instead of making a play to pick up an entire warrior enchantment. Warrior enchantment 8 minutes in the game, that's pretty early to be picking it up.
Big spike in power.
Really, really strong. Probably going to be, he does have Electrocute, and so he is a force to be reckoned with.
And this is Reign of Kings. They are your current, you know, Diamond Cap champions right now. They were, as Gamers in Arms, they won last season of Diamond Cap OKLCS. Sky Zero coming in off of a very disappointing playoffs, only in 4th place, and they're the ones with a 1.6k gold lead at 9 minutes.
Yeah, instead of looking for a gank right now, Lee Sin decided to just counter jungle the Kog'Maw's blue buff. We assume Zach's gonna give it to Kog'Maw, not Kog'Maw, Corki. And he's also just clearing the Grump and looking for a play to be made. He's level 6, kind of getting antsy. If he doesn't find other plays, Zach will start going to...
Oh, actually, Garbleezy looking for it. The Gnar doesn't find the wall, and that means that he'll be able to stun him up with the Slicing Maelstrom, but no stopwatch available for Beniona this time. He is going to go down, and that's how much damage you have out of this now 3-0 Lee Sin.
Yeah, Unreal Obama really getting an excellent early game here. Absolutely demolishing like all the pressure. We have not seen Hastega like once really on the map.
And Almighty even took the time to come up there, just make his presence known as he heads back to the mid lane to match Rain Leopard's push.
And staying even on CS. Some pokes. We do see that's the Guardian.
Good knock up onto Randy Newman, and there's the Living Artillery. There's the charm being used, but he gets knocked away by the Monsoon. Now Katachi aggressing onto Sickly, gets the double charm from Baby Fufu. Now Randy Newman very low. He will go down to an auto attack from Baby Fufu. Summoner Heal comes out. They exhaust up Katachi because here comes the teleport from Garbleezy. He hops forward.
Gnar.
Boomerang doesn't find them. He just knocks it into the minions, so it will get cut short.
Alright, really nice 2v2 there from Sickly and from Baby Fufu.
But here's Rain Leopard with the package, knocks in Katachi, and Katachi is likely going to be going down here. He's got Summoner Heal used, but he doesn't have his ultimate.
No flash available there. We do see the higher pressure coming in. The teleport from Garbleezy not as impactful as the package from Rain Leopard.
And now Rain Leopard, he's here shoving out this mid lane while Hastega bot lane rather, while Hastega covers the mid. Beniona, he sniffs something going on, so he will not go for any more damage onto the tower. Probably couldn't pick it up anyway. Tower First Blood still on the table.
So, I guess something to note about the matchups, right? Gnar is being seen in competitive. It's basically the answer to all top lane's problems. It answers the Gangplank, it answers the Ornn, it answers the slightly popular Illaoi with the Kleptomancy. Now, this is on patch 8.2. We do see the Kleptomancy nerfs are live, especially for pre-15 minutes. The drop rates for those items is lower.
Significantly lower.
And there's, in the current meta, not very many answers to Gnar as far as bruisers are concerned. There's a significant lack of AD top lane bruisers, as
but Kennen
many point out. Kennen does traditionally counter Gnar, so that's a little bit of one of the reasons why you might want to pick Kennen. Kennen now swapped to the teleport, does not have the ignite to pressure the Gnar, and so really good pressure from the Lee Sin to kind of keep the Gnar, the Gnar lane.
What keystone does Garbleezy have on this Gnar right
I think he's running area. We see it occasionally when he throws a boomerang.
Oh, okay. I can click on him, and we can, well, not anymore. I can't see him anymore. But yeah, he doesn't have any Kleptomancy things, so... Oh, Sickly gonna walk forward, but he's taking a lot of damage from Katachi.
Yeah, he's kind of in that in-between on his Wingsuits where he's got components, and so component to component, Xayah tends to do a little bit better, building towards that Essence Reaver compared to the Wingsuits. Now, he's not on that awkward blasting one just yet, but you do see that he's built a little bit towards his Berserker Greaves, and Kog'Maw just really wants to finish that item before he starts fighting anymore.
Relatively even across the board as far as creep score numbers go. Just the biggest discrepancy in the bottom lane. Unreal Obama looked for something in between the towers of Reign of Kings, but he's got to get out back towards his team. Oh, but no, he's going in! Sonic Wave onto Sickly, but Sickly had the flash, got out of there. They shut down the Lee Sin. Let's bounce onto Katachi, but Katachi, he still has the Feather Storm. He's going to get knocked in. They throw out the ultimate. Trying to do it damage he can to Sickly, a little bit too far back, a little bit too low to go for any fights. And now Rain Leopard and Almighty going very hard on one another. Almighty pretty low on mana though.
Wow. That was a very aggressive dive from the Unreal Obama, answered by Hastega. That's like the first time that we see Hastega go for I guess in this case, a reactionary play. But,
yeah, but Sky
Katachi
Zero,
and
look at
Brandon
that.
Newman will be hitting up this tower and getting very close to first brick. Meanwhile, on the top lane, actually, all that pressure from Garblizzi is also going to be heading towards first brick, which is kind of Reign of Kings is desperately clinging onto their towers, needs to do something because at the moment Sky Zero does have a 1,000 gold lead, and that will only balloon more with the fall of both of the towers.
Yeah, but in spite of everything, if you look at the EXP, the Unreal Obama just hit level 8, Hastega's been level 9.
Yeah, Unreal Obama looking to make some plays around this time, hasn't been farming that much, but has created some pressure for the bot lane.
Yeah, additionally with that, Garblizzi is the one who claims first brick for Sky Zero.
Yeah, he'll be putting that gold towards his Frozen Mallet. Generally, because he is in that kind of matchup, you do want to build a lot more HP. Smite takes away the blue buff from
Rain Leopard.
Rain Leopard not happy with
Teleport
that.
coming in from Beniona on the backside. Garblizzi gonna hop over just into the waiting arms of Beniona, but he doesn't go for it. He misses the lightning shuriken. Now
Yeah.
Almighty is just gonna cover his top laner's escape.
Yeah, no Elastic Slingshot and no Valkyrie there available for Rain Leopard and Hastega to join him over the wall. He'd be going 1v1 with Azir right over, so he decides to not go for that. There you see the Guardian proccing whenever they get very close to each other. They have a strong shield that can block most poke, and it's on a fairly long cooldown, but the nice thing is it also gives you movement speed, which Rakan does like.
Yeah. I've been hearing something about Guardian Soraka and Guardian John.
Yeah, because they can also activate it.
Yeah.
Besides just standing next to your
You also
ally,
get it when you target an ally.
yeah, when you
with an
target,
ability.
so Janna and Soraka both can do it.
Now,
with
how
their
does that
heals or
compare
shields.
to the Summon Airy build?
Yeah, so Summon Airy offers very little shield, but a very persistent shield. So you might see it in range versus range matchups. The Guardian shield is a lot bigger, offers that movement speed boost, but it's on a longer cooldown. So
More importantly, though, it applies to both you and the person you're targeting, as opposed to just the target.
yeah, and sometimes you don't always get that small shield. For example, if you auto attack your opponent and then apply a shield very quickly.
Elastic Slingshot finds Almighty. He's gonna get knocked in. Let's Bounce just interrupts it, and Almighty, he cannot get
and
out
he
with the
uses
shifting
his
stance.
stopwatch.
Stopwatch is not gonna be enough to save him, and Rain Leopard picks up a kill.
So there we go. There's where Hastega's map pressure was all along. He is now looking for plays. A significant drop-off from the Unreal Obama. You know,
here we
had
go.
that amazing early game. And Hastega finding those ganks where his team needs it. Snowballing that Triforce, Sword Shoes Corki in the mid lane.
And this is one of the big things. I think Janna is a very good matchup against a lot of these engaged playmaking supports like Rakan, like Thresh, because just residually because of the move speed that she gives in order to dodge the knock-up and dodge the hook. But you can't dodge that after the charm, but he gets kicked out! He has to flash over, Baby Fufu gets the summoner here from Sickly, teleport coming in from Garblizzi. He's gonna hop himself right back out of there.
Every time you see that teleport, you gotta think.
Oh, Hastega comes in, they dodge with a feather storm. Kitachi threw the feathers the wrong direction, however, and Hastega gets jumped down. There's the stopwatch. Garblizzi flashes with a Nard, but he doesn't
package.
find anybody. The package coming across. Kitachi
Everyone's
running
standing
away.
on the
He goes
package.
down. Sickly picks up the kill. They're now focusing down onto Garblizzi. Rain Leopard is in there. He's just throwing out auto attacks. Double kill for the AD carry of Reign of Kings. Rain Leopard comes in with the Valkyrie, and now Sky Zero forced away. Here comes Almighty. Rain Leopard can't go too deep. He doesn't have his team just yet, but Reign of Kings get a quick 2-0.
Man, this new Rain Leopard guy, he's really making big plays with these packages. For those who don't know, Rain Leopard's just... He
It's
is
just Leroy.
Leroy, just rebranded, he just changed his name. Everyone was like, oh man, this is new Rain Leopard guy. But it's just
Leroy benched. Alright, Hastega with the Knight's Vow just gonna pop down on top of Sickly, and that's kind of what you expect. You have this hyper carry in the form of Kog'Maw. You got Rakan, who can protect him, empower him even with the Ardent Sensor. That Baby Fufu was actually rushed here.
And so right there you got to see Garblizzi Mininar TP to the bottom side, much like how Kennen TP to the bottom side at minute 6. Beniona was able to pick up that top tower in response to the teleport from Garblizzi.
There was actually a, I don't know whose it was, but somebody dodged the Nard using the stopwatch. I believe it was
That,
Hastega.
yeah.
And just really nicely done. Oh, they're looking for the Unreal Obama. Elastic Slingshot's gonna land. He's gonna get knocked into the Scuttle Crab, and the stretching strikes ensure that the Unreal Obama has no way of getting out here.
Donald also used, they really wanted to make sure
Yeah.
at least it was going anywhere.
But with the jungler dead and the top laner in the top lane with no teleport, that will be Reign of Kings' dragon.
Yeah, Beniona decided to
Leopard.
walk out,
Oh,
not teleport.
nicely done. The grand entrance forcing the flash away from Kitachi. Ocean
Here we
Dragon
see.
goes over to Reign of Kings to even up that dragon count.
Garblezi and Almighty are responding to the lack of pressure on their side of the map by just pushing towards those towers, trying to punish.
Oh, Almighty actually got jumped on. He has to use the Emperor's Divide to push away the members of Reign of Kings, but they've still got to deal with Garblezi in the top lane.
Yeah, Staker constantly looking to make plays now that Zac comes online. That power dip that we were talking about that Lee Sin could exploit is no longer there.
Yeah.
And so this is the stage where we do see the Zac start, you know, pulling ahead.
Yeah,
and
probably about that level 9 when you have the maxed out Let's
range
Bounce.
Elastic
Or
Slingshot,
Elastic
yeah.
Slingshot, yeah, right. So you can actually engage from very, very long range. You can get over like 2 jungle walls with that.
Yeah, no, there's some really insane engages you can do. It's actually the range. It's like slightly less than level 1 Nocturnal. Is a good way to
Holy
think
cow.
about it. Which lets you think how sad of a state Nocturne's in. But
Nocturne just
it
calm
does look
Nocturne,
pretty
he's crying.
cool. Stop, he's already dead. So in the side lane, we do see kind of a flaw from the Reign of Kings comp. They do have 4 magic damage primary dealing champions, and so Garblezi able to just stack a bunch of MR after building that Ninja Tab. And
I
he's
would
looking
imagine
to build
it's the adaptive helm.
yeah. And so that will go a long ways towards making Garblezi feel almost immortal.
Well, we talked about it before on OKLCS streams where you just Corki, Ninja Tabi adaptive helm, and then you all of a sudden is not a champion anymore.
Yeah, he just doesn't do anything, and so that's kind of the build that the Gnar is headed towards, and it's extremely efficient because also Kennen does have to use a lot of auto attacks in this combo. In fact, one of his spells is basically a point and click proc for his stun, which does get reduced by the Ninja Tabi. And so Beniona, although building AP Kennen, it is also reduced during the Slicing Maelstrom, the damage that Gnar will be taking, because it's a lot of consecutive
Consecutive
procs
procs of the same ability, yeah.
Pretty much all of Zac's damage, which comes from his W, is consecutive procs. All of Corki damage is consecutive procs, and most of
Oh,
Cog's
Garblezi jumping onto Beniona. Beniona just able to lightning rush away.
no damage, really. Beniona. It's just too much MR for him to deal with, and he is 0-2. Kind of just sadly falling behind. Not much of a Gnar counter when you fall behind early game.
We're starting to see the lane matchups for Reign of Kings start to fall behind. 30 CS now in favor of Kitachi. Almost 30 in favor of Garblezi, but they might have gone deep because Unreal Obama's here. Nice knockup from Baby Fufu will disengage that one, but Featherstorm, Red Blade Collar will catch Sickly and Baby Fufu. Sickly very low, but that's a nice charm, and the kick from the Unreal Obama secures the kill. Icathian surprise, will it be enough? The Unreal Obama not gonna go down, but he will go down to Sestega. Teleport from Beniona, he got it with the Slicing Maelstrom, but he doesn't have the damage. He's gonna get knocked down by the feathers from Kitachi, but he makes it out. Here's the package from Rain Leopard. There's the boy. There's no more Leroy. It's Rain Leopard now. Almighty doing what he can. He's going very low flash, but he goes down. What was
Just
that?
right into the shuriken.
What
Beniona
is
picks up his
happening?
first kill. These fights are action-packed.
But
Meanwhile,
look
the
at
whole
top
time,
lane.
yeah,
Garblezi is on an inhib tower right now.
does not decide to use his teleport to make the fight. Instead, he says, I will continue to take down these turrets in the side lane.
I feel bad for Leroy. He just won an OKLCS split, and all of a sudden he's not playing
Yeah, he
anymore.
dropped and picked up by with this new Rain Leopard guy.
You can see why though. This Rain Leopard, he's just
pretty
making
good.
plays with these packages.
Yeah, it's kind of the same story every time. You have the engage from the Zord. It's Sickly getting jumped on, Baby Fufu trying to buy time, Zac and Beniona show up, and then Rain Leopard steals the show with an amazing package. If they continue like this, as long as they're able to respond to Garblezi in the side lane, it does seem like Reign of Kings is now starting to turn online. You do expect the Cogmoth to turn on a little bit later. The CS deficit is slightly worrisome because Kitachi now has the 2 items. So in general, Xayah spikes a little bit harder as a crit ADC until the tanks are able to build Ronduins compared to Cogmoth. This is important because until we see Hestega really build a Ronduin's Omen, or that's really it, right? As far as tanks are concerned.
You call it Randuin?
Yeah, how do you pronounce it?
I call it Randuin.
Randuin?
Yeah,
Well,
Randuin.
then
It's an
Randy
A.
Newman would be building it. No, it's Ron. The ability activation is Ron. I can't butcher that. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. It is only 2 towers to 2 actually. Garbleezy looks like he got a lot of progress done in the top lane, and you know, he did, but the team as a whole is actually behind about 1.3k gold in favor of Reign of Kings.
The hop boomerang toss goes a little bit short. Yeah, they've managed to hold on to this bot tower fairly long, mostly just through the power of Rain Leopard and Astasia constantly coming down here and looking for plays. Now that we're getting past the 20-minute mark, Baron is going to become a thing that is very important. And so let's talk about a little bit how the spellbook affects the teleport and those interactions. So usually teleports on a 5-minute cooldown. It means that if you bait it out successfully, you know, that's a pretty long punish for an unsuccessful teleport. Now with the unsealed spellbook, with the like 5% cooldown reduction, and if this is not the case, but if you took like the CDR boots, the Ionian boots of the Lucidity, you actually get down to a 3-minute teleport. The cannon teleport currently is sitting around like 3:15, which is in stark comparison to the Nars. That's an entire minute and 45 seconds for Reign of Kings to be looking for teleport plays. So it's up to Garbleezy to actually make sure that during that minute 45 seconds, he's able to oppress Banyona as hard as possible, with which this lead and with this item build, he should be able to do.
There's a lot of members of Reign of Kings hanging around this bottom side. They really want to, well, I mean, the Infernal Dragon's already dead, so I don't know why they were hanging
So
around
camera wasn't on it, but, you know, having been there in game, they pulled it outside of the vision range, and completely unaware to Reign of Kings, managed to sneak it just outside of ward range. Very nicely done.
Oh,
Like,
there's a
that's
teleport coming in. Hastega goes in. Now Let's Bounce doesn't find anybody. Here comes Banyona, slicing Maelstrom Flash. He gets kicked out immediately, but it doesn't matter. Baby Fufu gets back in. The Unreal Bomb is the first kill of the fight, and they lose Randy Newman as well. There's a nice blade collar, but Kitachi has to get right back out. Lands the last slicing shot. He's going for it. Kitachi flashes away. Hastega might have gone a little too deep. He flashes out to safety. Almighty coming in. He's looking for it. Nice! Kazan from Banyona to dodge the Emperor's Divide. But here's the 3-man Gnar! They kill 3! Rain Leopard the next to fall, and it's turned around. Sky Zero, turn it around. It might be the ace here, depending on how far Hastega can get. The boulder will slow him up. He's going to be able to jump back out of there. Will be the remaining member of Reign of Kings.
Yeah,
but
they had
Sky
won that
Zero.
fight, and then they just kept going. And Nara was mini for that whole time, but at the very end, after that overdrive, they
Oh, Sky Zero going for the
This is
Baron.
really close.
They have vision on it, and they know that Sky Zero is very. Kitachi gets executed.
Gotta question why Garbleezy did not want to tank that for a little bit longer. When you're mini Gnar, right, you're kind of squishy. He does have the adaptive helm, which funnily enough does reduce Baron damage.
Yeah.
From the Baron debuff, which shreds everyone magic damage AoE. I think he was tanky enough. It's just when you turn mini Gnar, it's very easy to think you're extremely squishy.
Yeah.
Kitachi paying the price for that one. So one fight for the side of Sky Zero. Not much to claim for it because of the I guess the after. What happened after, but they did manage to drop the that tower was cool. The Zir tower in the mid lane. What's it called? The Shurima's Legacy.
Yeah, that. Holy cow. This is an interesting game to see from Reign of
There's so
Kings and Sky
much
Zero.
action. Picked up now in the items, important items to have been bought is the Runon's Hurricane on the Kog'Maw. We see Kitachi now headed towards that Infinity Edge. With the Infinity Edge purchase, he will have very strong crits, and if Kitachi does get in range to this Kog'Maw or the Corki, while Corki's cooldowns are down, he should be able to just kill them in 1 or 2 auto attacks. That's the power of going to crit ADC compared to an on-hit attack speed ADC. Gnar has the optimal build towards dealing with this, but should not be able to tank it for an extended period of time. Still has to make sure that he lands a good Gnar ultimate on the wall. They don't have much of a wombo combo unless they all go in at the same time, and so it's really important that they use their knockaways, because every single member on Sky Zero has some form of dealing with getting dove, right? The Janna has 2 forms of disengage, Azir has 1, Lee Sin has his kick, Gnar has his ult, right? So it's actually very difficult to find entrances to these fights for Hastega, Beniona, and for Baby Fufu. So it's really just going to be a fight of who can find the correct entrances, or if Sky Zero is going to be able to create that space for Almighty and
This is
Hitachi.
really rough for Beniona, down 2 levels to Garbleezy at this point.
You can see he's landing shuriken after
It does no
shuriken, but
damage.
it does nothing. Gnar actually, interestingly enough, has one of the highest HP regens of all champions approaching level 18. He starts with very low, but it gets very, very high. There's actually this interesting build that you can do with like Warmog, Spirit Visage, and other HP regen items. It's like
Just stay in lane the whole
you
time.
just stay in lane, and you can actually endlessly face tank a turret because he has the highest, and because it's all multiplied off of like the Spirit Visage and all that, you get over 200 HP per second. So although he doesn't have a sustain item, the HP regen from the adaptive helm is enough to keep him topped off in the face of the small amounts of shuriken poke that Kennen is providing. You'll see he's full HP alongside obviously the Ocean Drag, which both teams do have.
And this game has a lot of implications for this split of OKLCS. Keeping in mind that these two teams were both in playoffs last split. The other two teams that made it to playoffs no longer exist.
Yeah.
50 Shades of Mosier and Sid in the Slots.
Yeah, the kind of mixed together a lot of the players though. A lot of the players are still in, for example.
Yeah, they're
we'll
still
see them
in
today,
OKLCS.
I guess, in future games.
But none of them really have a true spiritual successor. At any given point, there's at most like two
or
players
three,
from
yeah.
any one of those teams on the same team now. Aztega has to get out of there. Because Hitachi doesn't quite have a Last Whisper yet, but neither does Aztega have a whole lot of
Sega
armor.
doesn't have a lot of armor. He itemized the
Knight's Vow and the Spirit Visage.
which is just a bunch of healing, right? So if, for example, Kog'Maw starts auto-attacking a lot, the Knight's Vow actually gets amplified by the Spirit Visage, and if they're able to find a successful fight for
They're looking
Hastega,
for Almighty with this Elastic Slingshot. They're not going to find either, actually. He
Field
tries to
goal
catch
from
two fish, he'll
Hastega.
catch neither.
oh, and he gets ran down by Garbleezy with
There's
the
the
Hyper
Frozen Mallet. He's going to use the package just to cut off his team.
That's not the package you want to be using right before the Baron is up, but we do see that Beniona's in the side lane with his teleport, providing bulletproof pressure. You know, he's not 80 cannon, right? So he doesn't take towers that fast.
Sky Zero going for the Baron. I don't think there's any vision on for the side of Reign of Kings,
Yeah,
but they know it's happening. They know there's nothing else they could be doing right now. It's going down very fast, and there it is. Sky Zero pick up the Baron. The Almighty misses the Emperor's Divide. That's a good knockup, and Elastic Slingshot comes in, but they've already shut down Almighty. Hastega doing what he can. He's trying to take it up. Sickly now moving forward aggressively. The Howling Gale channel. It knocks up only Reign Leopard. Reign of Kings, they lose the Baron. They pick up Almighty on the backside, but what can they do with this 4v5 for the next 37 seconds?
So using that Baron, they're quickly going to recall, use the Baron empowered home guards and run down mid lane in order to prevent Sky Zero, prevent Reign of Kings from getting anything more. Infernal is on the map right now. It is still 4v5.
Garbleezy comes in. Randuin doesn't slow up anybody. Baby Fufu gets in with a knockup, but Baby Fufu suffers to fall. Beniona's to the backside, slicing Maelstrom, but Garbleezy is dueling with Sickly. He goes mega at the right time, but not fast enough. He will finally lose his Guardian Angel. Reign of Kings, they're crowding around the Guardian Angel. The Elastic Slingshot will not let him escape, and they lose another one. Baby Fufu goes down in exchange for both Randy Newman and Garbleezy.
Wow. 4v5 taken for Sky Zero against Reign of Kings, and there you get to see it. Now, Garbleezy still melts at the end of the day in the face of all these just sustained DPS. Hastega still doesn't have those armor items, but as you can see, it's not that big of an issue if Kennen is going to be distracting Kitachi. Kitachi did manage to slip away there, does not die to the Kennen because of a very nice kick from the Unreal Obama to deny the Kennen any more entrance onto Kitachi. We see some MR starting to get built from Kitachi. I think that's a really, really smart choice considering everyone does magic damage. And then we did see that Randuin's is starting to get picked up by both Lee Sin and the Gnar, which they're going to be using it in teamfights kind of as their own slow spacing tool for the Azir and the Xayah to be dealing damage in the fights. Teleport is down for Beniona. He did use it that last Baron fight, but did not find an entrance. Garbleezy is up the teleport, and so Sky Zero with TP advantage and with, I think, Baron still on Kitachi and Unreal Obama, right? Those are the only two that didn't die. Baron up on both of them. They might look to make some pressure off that.
1.1k gold lead is all that separates these two teams. They're dead even in terms of dragons. This is this is quite a good game to start off, but Beniona gonna get caught by the Sonic Wave. Unreal Obama not willing to go that deep just yet.
Yeah, Garblisi doesn't have the pressure in the side lane. They're really just playing towards making sure that they can get the most out of this Baron power play, whatever is left of it after they took that 4v5 fight.
Almighty, oh, there goes the Banshees, so he's got to look out for Hastega flying in.
Yeah, Rain Leopard popping that Banshees is actually a really big deal because Banshees still goes a long way towards stopping Kennen from stunning you, because usually Kennen is able to get 2, sometimes, or he's guaranteed to get 1, sometimes 2 or 3 stuns in a team fight if he gets a good ult onto the backline carries. Obviously those are negated slightly, like they're slightly shorter stuns, but having that Banshees
Hastega going in, Almighty just gonna shifting sands out the side. They root him up with the Blade Collar, but they will quickly disengage.
It does deny the stuns to all come in at the same time, and as well it stops Hastega from giving him a high five with the booger arm. or with the
Hastega looking for it still. The Howling Gale used, he's only gonna find one, but the Unreal Obama will get knocked in. Hastega gets kicked out immediately.
Yeah, Lee Sin serving more as a disengage tool right now. Kind of outscaled, just making sure that he has ult available when necessary if they get engaged on at the wrong time. And here you see Garblisi kind of the immortal Hulk in the side lane. All Beniona can do is try to clear Proto Belt after Proto Belt, wave after
there
wave.
was a full damage Gnar in LCS, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there was played by Huni. He built Sterax, Bloodthirster, some Black Cleaver.
He had Black Cleaver, Frozen Mallet. I'm almost certain he had a Phantom Dancer at some point in the game.
That might have been a different game. But no, Gnar has these really weird builds that you can do, especially when you're going to be split pushing. Like, for example, back when Cho was a little bit more popular, you'd actually just build a board, because Gnar acts as an ADC for like at least 60% of the time in a fight. As you get later into the game, Gnar's passive actually starts taking factor, in enticing him to be Mega more of the time. So you have to be careful though when you're taking fights against tanks. It's during that 15-second time that Gnar cannot build Rage after exiting Mega Gnar form.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that Garblisi hasn't even opted for a Black Cleaver this game.
Yeah, completely defensive build, mostly because the Unreal Obama can't fulfill that role of a tank. If we said that Garblisi gets shredded, Unreal Lee Sin gets shredded even worse. He is building tank, but he had to get that CDR in order to make sure that his pick is up to match the all-in team fight from the Kennen deck and the Rakan.
Yep. And Rain Leopard 7-1-6 right now, and yet his team is the one constantly being pressured. Can't quite find the time. Oh, but here we go. No, not. I was just kidding. I was getting a little too antsy there. Nobody really wants to fight.
How the pace of this game was going, I was expecting that fight to go. To just have another jump in from Hastega. It seems every time Hastega is able to find someone, it goes well. Hastega definitely playing, that pathing that we said at the early game to completely avoid the Lee Sin, although he didn't have much of an early game pressure, that's kind of to be expected on this Zac versus Lee Sin matchup, is completely showing up in all of these team fights.
Elastic Slingshot goes, reads the jump. Garblisi gonna get knocked in, but he's about to go Mega, and the redemption coming in, he's just gonna wall up, and he's out. Alright, and because of 2 members committed to the bottom lane, Sky Zero get one more in the mid.
And there you get to see why this full tank build does work, because if you do build full damage, we got to see actually when Huni was building full damage against Jace, for example, another non-counter, you end up just getting one shot, right? So if you build tank, you can't get one shot, and he's still incredibly useful to his team with the Frozen Mallet. Basically, Gnar is just a gigantic spacing tool for Azir and Xayah, and Azir is another really popular champ that's being played right now, mostly just because of the fact he outranges everyone. Kog'Maw obviously being more of a long-range ADC, but it's not like Sky Zero's comp is low range, because they have the long range from Azir, who can also have his spacing tool, and then the rapid fire cannon picked up for Xayah to kind of make up for the fact that she's one of the shorter range ADCs. We do see the QSS has been picked up, and now the last whisper for Katachi. So after those 3 crit items, kind of a lull in his item progression, but here we do see the last whisper. So the armor that was being picked up for Sega the small amount, which is just the
the Knight's Vow
and the
and
Knight's Vow, is completely negated now. You'll see Xayah, it doesn't matter who she's autoing anymore, and it doesn't matter who she's pulling feathers through, they will die. Xayah is extremely powerful right now, and we see Safely actually starting to build what looks like the start of a Frozen Mallet. What do you think about the Frozen Mallet being built on the Kog'Maw this game?
Yeah, so I'm actually, whenever I saw the changes to Kog'Maw, I've always been like, on-hit Kog'Maw is really cool, and then if you're not gonna build a, like, which it's kind of hard to build penetration items like Last Whisper, Void Staff, and Kog'Maw because of how mixed his damage is. And you just go Frozen Mallet and just auto them really, really fast and make sure they can't get away. It's kind of neat. I like the idea. And meanwhile, Sky Zero are gonna just shred through this Elder Dragon.
Yeah, Elder Dragon completely uncontested from Reign of Kings.
Yeah,
really,
a little bit of a lull in Reign of Kings. They didn't go for the Baron. They didn't really even secure vision around that area.
Not looking for the fights that we saw in the jungle. Not really getting the vision. They just completely gave up the Elder Dragon, and what looks like they're giving up the Baron vision right now. Beniola is in the side lane, does have teleport available for this fight, and they decided to start it.
Sky Zero start up the Baron, and it's gonna be pretty quick with that Elder Dragon just burning away. Here comes the teleport from Beniola. Elastic Slingshot doesn't find anybody. The smite, no smite. It's a Zero who picks up the Baron. Reign of Kings now forcing a fight. They've gotten in with that one. There's a nice knock up onto Randy Newman, but there's no one can going down. Kitachi uses the Feather Storm, but Rain Lever crits him down. It's the first kill of the fight. There's the Zanya's. Beniola is in the middle of the enemy team. He goes down. Sky Zero are the ones who are taking the victory here. 4 for 1. Kitachi the only one to fall.
Although Baron does shred everyone's resist once they get into the pit, right? It's actually very difficult to still contest the team with the Elder Dragon. So Sky Zero making the most out of that Elder Dragon, making sure that they get both neutral buffs on the map, and with that, they should be able to end the game. Death timer is fairly long, 39 minutes into the game, and they're just going to be running down. The Xayah and the Azir have extremely fast DPS, strong DPS onto those neutral objectives.
Yeah, and only amplified by the fact that they have the Elder Dragon. Hastega gonna do what he can. They jump forward with Garblisi just being threatening. The first Nexus Tower is going down. He flashes in. Hastega, there's nothing he can do. He's just a Zac. He doesn't have the damage to force them away. And there it will be. Sky Zero are gonna be the ones who take down the reigning champions of the OKLCS in week 1.
17 to 14, Sky Zero manages to find a win, although they managed to not get more kills. That's an interesting one right there.
Yeah. In the end, though, it's 9k gold in their favor thanks to that just stream of towers they pushed down at the very end. In any case, Sky Zero are the ones who take a victory in week 1 of the Diamond Capped OKLCS. We're going to take a short break before we go into the second game of the night. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. Internet, hello and welcome back to OKLCS Spring 2018 Diamond Capped Week 1. I gotta go through that in my head every time I go through it. In any case, we just saw the first game of Diamond Capped in which Sky Zero took a very close victory over Reign of Kings. This next game comes to you for between Too Fast, Too Furious and United as One Diamond Capped team. And without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into this game. It is Too Fast, Too Furious on the blue side up against United as One Diamond on the red side. So, immediate impressions?
Dabs. I see some dabs on the rift. Immediate impressions. I mean, all we can talk about is the expected, swaps or the creations of the team, right? So United as One has been playing in most, I think, all? I don't want to say all, most of the seasons of OKLCS. They have now picked up King Modley, he's new to the roster, with Padoba, Unix, Titus, and Adramtor returning, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's correct.
King Nobody, I think that's a name change?
It's a name change from TomTom McGee.
Gotcha.
Padova and TomTom have been on the same team for the last 3 seasons. They actually won OKLCS Platinum Cap in Season 4.
Yeah, and so the new thing on the roster is King Mowgli. King Mowgli, the jungler for actually the team we just finished watching last season, which was in Gamers in Arms.
Oh,
and so
speaking
King
of
Mowgli,
which, go ahead.
It's just Mowgli now. Obviously, it's just a small name change, but he's known for his very aggressive jungle style. And I believe I have United as One ranked as sort of in the middle, leaning up, because of the fact that a lot of the carry potential, like they're kind of mismatched between Unix, Titus, and Adramtor's playstyles and Mowgli's playstyle, where Mowgli likes to play this aggressive style. Now, on this game, he's playing Zac. Zac is not an aggressive jungler, although Mowgli might make it one. And then on the blue side, obviously, we have yourself, Agent A2, playing the Lulu.
Dude, I'm just trying to quietly play an OKLCS without anyone noting.
I mean, I'm playing, you're playing. It's okay if we shoutcast for this, though. We're just speaking in third
No,
person.
but surprisingly enough, I didn't notice this, but Unix Titus, winner of Plat Cap last season, Padova and King Nobody, previously TomTom McGee, they're the winners of Plat Cap last season. Now they're on the same team together, playing in Diamond Cap. And then on the blue side, Too Fast, Too Furious, Chris Can't Miss and Biscuit, they're winners of OKLCS Diamond Cap Season 3. Seismic was on Sid and the Sloth's last split, as was Biscuit. They were number 1 going into playoffs, but number 2 coming out of it, losing out to Reign of Kings, or Gamers in Arms rather, that season.
And so this is kind of a hodgepodge of a lot of the players that we saw last season, where we see Chris Can't Miss, Weenie, or Chris Can't Miss from obviously 50 Shades, Weenie from Weenie and the Weens, and then we do see, as you mentioned, Seismic and Biscuit, and then Asian A2. And this is the, I guess, if you want to...
Everyone gets their name in the team somewhere.
Yeah, so if you wanted to, I guess the spiritual, I'd call it the spiritual successor to 50 Shades, because it's the meme name team, before it was 50 Shades.
What about Weenie and the Weens, dude?
I guess that's a meme name. They had a meme photo. I think that sounds more like a legit name to me. But anyway, it's Too Fast, Too Furious versus United as One. And so let's talk about the champion picks. We did talk about how Zac's more of a slow jungler, so is Sejuani, although Sejuani does offer stronger gains early game. We see uniquely the Nasus in the top lane going the coin. This is on patch 8.2. The coin has been changed to now provide a sightstone if you get past 500 gold on the bandit stealing portion or picking up coins, which is important to note because it means Weenie needs to not get queued over and over and over. I do not know if he's running Kleptomancy or Grasp. I'm going to assume Kleptomancy because if you're starting it's just more money if you slap the Malphite. So it's kind of a question, what do you want? Do you want stacks or do you want cash? And you can't have both. You can't have stacks of cash.
Oh, hold on a second. An early gank from Seismic onto Unix. Titus will put down a good chunk of damage as well as that summoner spell.
So really good early pressure from Seismic, is using the pick appropriately. And then in the mid lane, we have Chris Can't Miss versus Adramtor. Now, something I'd like to mention is that a lot of the Vlads have been going Unsealed Spellbook, and also have been taking, in LCS, the support Spell Thieves item. Now that has been changed,
though. Oh, another gank, repeat gank from Seismic, and this is going to be first blood for sure. Weenie.
Oh, yes, the auto attack, no! Yeah, throws
Yeah,
a
the
rock at him.
seismic
There it
shard.
is. Okay, good.
First blood for a weenie on the side of Too Fast, Too Furious.
Weenie a-clicking a bit there, and we do see Unit X Titus does go down to the consecutive pressure from Seismic, finding those ganks. Meanwhile, Mowgli has been
King
farming
Nobi
up the
jumps
store.
onto Biscuit. There's the shield coming out. He will get stunned up, and the exhaust. He has to flash away. Whimsy used onto Padova. He's gonna rocket jump forward again, but will not find Biscuit. He did use the ambush to go invisible.
Like a few years ago, using exhaust like that was legit because it reduced armor anymore. Nowadays, that doesn't do it. I'd call that a wasted exhaust from the side of King Nobody and Padova, because that exhaust didn't really, like, he's stunned, ECC, he's running away, he ain't gonna hit you back. Kind of probably using it more for the slow, but you know, Twitch did flash away, negating the slow. So an exhaust for a flash trade. We will see if that exhaust usage does come to bite them, or we will also see if Mowgli punishes that flash down from Biscuit. The Lulu and Twitch lane is quite vulnerable until level 6 towards initiation champs like Alistar, like Zac, and Tristana, which is a really excellent all-in ADC, getting that reset on the rocket jump. She gets enough.
Oh, the space check comes in. Elastic slingshot from Mowgli as well. They flash forward. Summoner Hill goes down, and Padova picks up a kill back for United as one. Now Mowgli takes a couple tower aggro. Summoner heal just to keep King Nobi alive, although I don't think it was necessary.
Yeah, Twitch's poison doesn't really do that much damage in the early game. He did heal the expunge / contaminate, whatever you want to call it.
It's technically the contaminate right now.
Is it contaminate still?
Yeah.
Alright, hopefully they changed that back.
I
know
think
they changed the ult.
They changed the ult from Spray and Pray to Rat-a-tat-tat and then back, so it's now
They need to do
currently
it back by
Spray and Pray.
expunge.
But I don't think it's the same though, because expunge means something different from what the ability does now.
It's true, it's true. I'm just so used to it, because it looks like
Oh yeah,
he
it
picks
looks,
up a
expunge
sponge.
sounds cooler. It's like, why would you call it contaminate when you can call it
You've
expunge?
already poisoned them, you know? It would work as expunge if it took away the poison stacks after he used it, which I think would be a cool balance point, because then you'd want to amplify the poison damage, whatever. Different conversation for a different time. Let's talk about this wonderful top lane matchup. Both champs farming up a storm. You don't expect the Weenie or the Malphite to be picking up a CS lead on the Gnosis. The point of picking Gnosis here is to, as we said, make that money off of either bonking the Malphite constantly with that Siphoning Strike, or stack up the Siphoning Strike. It's an excellent counterpick towards tanks, and if not punished correctly, can lead towards just him taking over the game in the side lane. He gets to the point where he can just shrug off all of Malphite's damage and isolate the Malphite, preventing him from reaching towards his team. Now, if you look on the side of United as one, is their team Malphiteable? You know, Tristana can buffer the rocket jump against the Malphite. It's a little bit difficult. I will say it harder than a Blitzcrank grab, but it is possible, and obviously Vladimir does have the pool, the Sanguine pool, in order to avoid the Malphite, right? So even if he does find some times to slip away from the lane, Weenie's going to have a tough time finding engages. You don't really want to engage onto a Zac and Alistar because they're tanks, right?
Yeah.
But after that's like, oh dude, thanks for stopping by, headbutt out. Right?
Even Vladimir is kind of hard to engage on.
And so
once he
you're
gets
gonna
over
want
a
to
few
see
items.
Weenie grouping more when the Sejuani is her engage available, because a double engage threat for Vladimir can't deal with it. A double engage threat onto Tristana can't deal with it. And so it's going to be interesting to see how these ults are used in combination to find successful team fights. That's, I think, the best way for the team to find success. And obviously you have Twitch, who's going to be scaling in the side lane. As far as power spikes are concerned, Tristana does hit.
There we go. There's the the Hemo play. Chris can't miss. Flashes away. Seismic is here to back him up. Shockwave pulls the two members of United's one away. Here's the teleport from Weenie. There's a double force and a Dreamstorm falls down. King Nobody stunned up, and he will be going down as well. Padova gonna get jumped up by the Arctic Assault. He has to flash away. They're looking for the Buster shot out from Seismic. Mowgli goes in with the Elastic Sing shot, flash away from Weenie, and it will be United as one being forced away. Weenie with a good teleport in.
Yeah, Weenie did manage to slip away there, and it was after all the fight goes down, so a really excellent teleport there from Weenie. A little bit of an overchase under the tower, everyone kind of having to flash out at low HP.
Mowgli
and
coming in, Arctic Assault will get interrupted, let's bounce, only knocks him into the air and the stopwatch from Seismic will drop tower aggro, and they will lose their jungler, Mowgli being the next to fall. And the first brick goes down to Too Fast, Too Furious.
So 4 kills and a tower for the side of Too Fast, Too Furious. Only 1 kill for the side of United as one. That leads us to a very excellent point that I was kind of making, is that Tristana scales slightly better than Twitch in an even or a head game for Tristana, because she's able to constantly find those all-ins. Twitch doesn't snowball as hard into Trist, but if properly using engages, and if Biscuit is able to find really nice open ups, that Lulu should be enough to keep the small amount of engage off of the Twitch, because as long as Mowgli and T-Nobody are preoccupied with dealing with the Malphite and the Sejuani, Twitch should be able to open up. Now it's going to be up to Adramtor and Unix Titus to find openings onto the Twitch. A good Wither can completely shut down a Twitch in a team fight if Twitch uses the not the rat-a-tat-tat, but the spray and pray. Gosh, now I forget. Now I'm only remembering the useless name.
Now you're getting conscious about it. He's getting a lot
of pressure.
Mowgli
took the. Actually, it's Vlad. Who cares?
Yeah,
that's better XP.
Both junglers actually did take the second round of blue buff for themselves.
I didn't see Sejuani pick it up. That's kind of messed up, man. Orianna does use the blue buff. Talking about the mid lane matchup, Orianna is actually seen as a pretty decent counter to Vlad because she's able to trade with him in those early stages with her auto attacks and keep him at that short range punishment due to the ball. Ooh, +3 for Nasus for last hitting that control ward up there. And then you do see that Nasus did go ahead and upgrade towards that Sidestone, basically.
Yeah, Infernal Dragon started up by
and he got the tower. Oh. Nasus doing Nasus things, has the Sheen, is stacking up the money. I'd like to see him use the bonk more on the Malphite, because realistically, as long as Sejuani doesn't come, he should never die. He has enough lifesteal off of creeps. So I'd like to see him use it more to, stack money, pretty much, instead of stacks. It should never be off cooldown, is the best way to put it. Like, so you see, if every single time that's up, you Q. And so I'd like to see, traditionally, you see a lot of Triforces built early, but I personally lean more towards the CDR heavy builds, where it's just like, get 45% as fast as possible. That's something that the support point item does provide. And just start stacking fast, because it's a race against time. Now that Too Fast Too Furious has the lead, let's see how fast they can accelerate the game in order to prevent Nasus from outscaling in the side lane. And then, as we mentioned, although Tristana and Twitch, we said Twitch, if he finds openings, does tend to have a better team fight than Tristana. In a front-to-back situation, which is what we're going to be seeing, a Vlad ult is no joke to be tanking if Tristana is going to be gunning you down with the Satchel on top of you, right? Malphite and Sejuani are very front-loaded tanks in the sense that Malphite has his shield, Sejuani has her passive, and if a fight goes long and wrong and Vlad is able to find excellent heals and their team is able to re-engage or disengage the first time properly, it's going to be very, very easy for Tristana to gun down those tanks, because most of Tristana's damage is back-ended onto that Satchel or explosion. Alright, so talking about objectives on the map, let's talk about Too Fast Too Furious accelerating the game. They might want to accelerate it by taking that Rift Herald and doing something with it. We do see some pretty lackluster vision coverage on that side of the map, kind of isolating Nasus, letting him do his own thing. Winnie roaming. As soon as that lane gets pushed up past that river, he's going to go roam, but Unix Titus has to push it back in order to keep Team Mowgli up, but we do see a siege on bot lane.
Yeah, Too Fast Too Furious, all 4 members outside of Weenie just shoving into that bottom lane, and looks like they will be able to get it. Weenie just pushing Unix Titus away.
That's a Q max, I believe, from Weenie.
Yep, that is correct.
You can see it right now. He's doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's actually putting down a lot of damage on the Unix Titus.
Use your ult!
Is ready. What is he waiting for? You think can he?
The flash! That's what he's waiting for! He tried to predict. Hey, he tried to predict the Malphite ult. Unix Titus, but Weenie's just like, dude, I'm just gonna whack you down. It looked really silly because nobody was hitting each other. That's because both champs have attack speed slows. I don't see this very often because I don't subject myself to this kind of torture. Playing with reduced attack speed has to be one of the worst feelings in the entire game. It's actually a Q into W max, so it's not that much of an attack speed slow, but it is enough to awkwardly clip autos and stand there and look kind of goofy. I don't know why Unix Titus waited so long to use his ult. And Weenie,
Glacial Prison being used, but it's cleansed immediately by T-Nobody.
Yeah, immediately cleanses that away with his own.
That was quite the play from Weenie.
Yeah. He manned up. He says, I'm 2-0, because obviously he got the kill from that fight. I'm 2-0, you're 0-1. I'm going to show you who's boss, dude. You don't mess with Malphite. He said, outscaled, not today. So that's actually going to bring a delay of about 1 to 2 minutes in order for Nasus to reach that power spike. Usually you expect Nasus to be doing Nasus things past the 20 to 25 minute point, hopefully around that Baron point. And so if Nasus isn't reaching that Nasus level state, usually in this game, you're going to be wanting to build a Spirit Visage so you can increase that lifesteal and some form of an armor item.
Oh, what a shot! Out of the jump, but Flash no damage. Flash 2 phenomenal with the Summoner heal. Exhaust onto Chris, can't miss. There's the Hemo Plague. Here's Seismic as
No
well.
ult available
King Nobody
for
has no
us.
ult. They flash forward. They get the stun. A Dramtor doing what he can. Wild Growth knocks up 2. King Nobody goes down. A Dramtor, he has the Sanguine Pool still available. Elastic Station comes out. Agent E2 going very low. He gets pulled in and he goes down. There's Seismic coming back around. The teleport coming in from Unix Titus. Matched by Weenie just a little bit too late.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. That was a really, really good shockwave find from Chris Can't Miss. He was able to stop the rocket jump in its tracks.
But Padova lived through all of it, and then they overcommitted. United as one, get one back. A Seismic gonna look, or Mowgli actually rather, looking for the elastic slingshot. But Weenie's here. He's got the unstoppable force available. Mowgli gonna go be losing his passive now. A Dramtor doing what he can to try and support his jungler. Seismic taking a lot of damage there. Buster shot him out. A Dramtor coming in. He's got this, it's the transfusion. That's what it's called.
Is Q?
Yeah, I'm losing it.
Empowered Q. Glad Q. Yes. Oh, this is a lot that's happening. Although Rift Herald still has not been picked up by either team.
Oh, here we go. King Nobody, he engages in, but there's a lot of members of Too Fast Too Furious, and he's taking tower. He's gonna go down. Unstoppable War stops the rocket jump, and there's the Glacial Prison. They lose Padova. Now a Dramtor gonna slow by the Seismic Shard. The Iceborne Gauntlet shot pulls him in. He's gonna use the Sanguine Pool now. He's gonna flash over the side, but it will be the flash from Weenie and Biscuit coming in with the ambush just to auto him down. They get the kill onto the AD carry.
It's really nice when you can funnel kills into your AD like that. Really nice that Weenie didn't take that kill. Knows that he will get outscaled and that the damage is better. The kills are better on Biscuit, so he can start doing more damage. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Nass is doing Nass's things. He's just been slapping that tower this whole time, successfully snowballing the game. Too Fast, Too Furious is going at what I would agree is an accelerated pace. Hopefully, they pick up this Herald that's just been sitting here this whole time. They have not needed it to take down those outer turrets and the inner turret in the mid lane. Is Nass built a tower though? Did you just
They have 2 towers, so we must have gotten that tower.
Okay. Good. I hate watching an Nasus farm under the opponent's tower.
Rift Herald is going to go down in favor of Too Fast, Too Furious, but they're going to fight for it. They knock him out. A little bit of anti-synergy from King Nobody and Mowgli, but they're doing a lot of damage. Padova is free autoing. There's the Let's Bounce, but Padova now getting zoned away. Seismic gets the Wild Growth. He will survive. King Nobody falls down. Mowgli getting chased down now. Buster shot away from Padova. Elastic Slingshot back in, because here's a Dramtor. There's the Stretching Strikes. The Hemo Plague. Chris can't miss
really
the
nice
fall.
combo.
Padova is autoing for free. Biscuit gets the ambush out, and Padova has no vision, and Biscuit will make it out.
So many flashes blown that fight. Really awkward engage there from Mowgli and King Nobody, and there you see that whole fight was a 4v5. Unix Titus manages to find 2 towers at the end of the day down there. Hopefully that will be enough solo gold for him to be able to do Nass's things, because at the time he's basically just being a leech as far as towards his team. He's just leeching off of their ability to 4v5 in order to cash back into the game. You have to think, how long will United as one be able to keep this up in order for Unix Titus to get back, into the groove of things. We'll see what he picks up on this recall. Now, do you know if that's like the fully upgraded one, or if that's just the regular Sightstone one? I don't know.
On Unix Titus?
Yeah.
That's the fully upgraded.
That's fully upgraded. So you fully upgraded that before the Triple.
I don't know if it was before, but at this point it is fully upgraded.
Okay,
yes.
So it's important to note, right? So one of the things that split pushers often fall prey to, and Nasus is extremely, this happens to Nasus a lot, is that when you're split pushing, you get converged on by their team, right? So the nice thing about this is that he now has 4 extra wards to be placing. So I would actually recommend that he gets rid of the blue trinket, get rid of the yellow trinket and swap to blue trinket, because for all purposes that he's regularly warding, the Sightstone wards are going to last 3 times as long, and they're going to be, he has 4 of them. You don't ever place 4 wards as a regular split pusher, so this is kind of overkilling it on the ward department. So if he swapped to blue trinket, however, he could get further wards while staying in lane, preventing himself from getting engaged on from the rest of the team as they transition over. Just Twitch, that stealth does not last as long. If you see him come from a very far distance away, you know to start backing up. Nasus does not have a natural escape in his kit. Baron will be coming up in a minute from now, and with that, Too Fast, Too Furious will be clearing out the final outer tower.
5 members from Too Fast, Too Furious in this mid lane. They're even going to drop the Rift Herald here. Looks like they're United as one is actually trying to race them in the mid lane while this is all happening.
You never want to race a Herald. That is a sure recipe for disaster. It seems like they're just going to leave Padova there to kill the tower. I think someone else.
No, they're still there.
They're racing. They're actually racing. So Nasus and Tristana can race. Mostly because Nasus can proc that ult and just start whacking on the tower. Tristana also very good at killing towers. But I question this call. It's too much.
Glacial Prison finds a Dramtor! The Arctic Assault in the Shockwave! He can't even pull! Wild Growth knocks out King Nobody! Here comes the Elastic Slingshot! King Nobody will flash out! Summoner Heal keeps him alive! No! Unstoppable force from Weenie! Padova has to rocket jump out to safety and they're gonna lose Mowgli as well! Now Padova getting forced away.
Oh, the stopwatch! Oh my god! He died! He died to the fountain. Wait, you got a Herald
Nexus
knocking on your face, and
is...
that's what decides. Once you hear that knock, now Unix Titus decides it is time. Let's see what Unix Titus can do. Cleared that cannon.
Too Fast, Too Furious. They're backing out now. They're not going too fast or too furious, but they get a Nexus Tower out of the deal.
An inhib and a Nexus Tower at 20 minutes. That is a very fast game pace for them to be doing. I don't think that they can quite do the Baron here, although it does look appetizing, mostly because if you think about it, they're coming off of a fresh respawn. They should be able to fight them. Oh, Biscuit does get caught out.
Dramtor, he's gonna proto belt forward.
I don't think that's gonna be enough. It should be the movement speed from Chris to get Biscuit out of there.
Yeah, but look, Padova and King Nobody coming around the side. They don't
really
feel
just need
safe to go for
reset.
this one.
So now it's a race, right? You got top lane super minions that are gonna be pushing in, which is gonna balance out the Nasus for at least the next 4 or 5 minutes while that inhib is up. You have to send Vlad over there, but I still don't know what Vlad's running as far as his keystone is concerned.
Yeah,
if he's running Spellbook, he should swap to TP.
I don't think it's Spellbook. I don't think it's Spellbook.
If it's not, then I really gotta question like their lane assignments, because you should definitely have someone always up there clearing that. And if you're doing that and you have Nasus spot lane, that means you're subjecting your team to a 3v5 if Malphite is going to be looking for plays, which he's been doing all game. Malphite very rarely has been dealing with the Nasus lane, mostly because Nasus just leaves the lane and Malphite gets a free push. So no Spirit Visage is being built for Unix Titus. Instead, he decides to fully upgrade into that completed
support items.
The support item, yeah, and is not building Spirit Visage at the moment. Instead, he's going for the full
Weenie and Unix Titus just gonna whack each other a couple times.
So you've got to ask yourself, it's 22 minutes, when will Unix Titus come online? When will this Malphite stop having free reign? Because inhib down, Baron on the board, Unix Titus really has to start doing something, because if not, Malphite's going to be the one that, although many say he does nothing, he's been impacting the map quite heavily. There we see some damage.
Oh.
And then there's the
Still
early ult.
back and forth.
Weenie always has the ult just in case. If Unix Titus is able to make Weenie ult defensively away, that's good enough, because that is a minute to a minute and a half where the team doesn't have to worry about
look at the other side of the map though. Weenie has to get out of here. Unix Titus so on mana. Baron started up. Oh, but the Glacial Prison misses. Seismic is now getting focused down. There's a good knockup from King Nobody. Now Chris can't miss. He's got to be careful here. Hadrantor coming in. He's got the Shockwave only under 1. Meanwhile, Weenie gets solo kill. Hadrantor goes in with the Hemo Plague. Exhausted down, but he is going to have the damage. The stopwatch coming out. Hadrantor will go down. Chris can't miss. Picks up the kill. They lose 1, but here's Biscuit getting caught. He's exhausted, and Buster shot it away. Seismic going to go down. And it will be a team fight win for United as one.
So they've been 4v5 all game. As soon as Unix Titus, which by the way, Malphite flashed but didn't ult it. But as soon as Unix Titus starts doing Nasus things, you see United as one is able to team fight on a fair 4v4 fight. The Tristana was able to
he's not gonna find King Mowgli. Oh yes, he will! Mowgli gets him, but he loses his support.
Chris Kenmis taking one last down. The corner dog in an alley will just go rabid and bite back. Chris Kenmis is able to find that kill.
And I guess you might say that that Baron call was a little bit too fast from the side of Too Fast, Too Furious.
It was a little bit too fast. And mostly just the fact that once Weenie's past the river, why is he still split pushing against Nasus? Like, there's no reason to be taking that 1v1. Doing it earlier was cute. He was able to get the kill, but you don't know how many... Well, you do know. You can just click on him. But you don't know if you can still take that 1v1, because as we said, Unix has been alone pretty much the entire game down there. You have not really checked how strong you are against him, and although it looked pretty good early, we did see that Weenie was not, like... It's still Nasus, right? You're still a tank. You're not going to be able to kill him that easily, and so he had teleport up, he had to flash away. You really have to question what Weenie was thinking as he continued to just wet noodle fight against the Nasus, because you will lose.
And
that's a quote from Malphite.
Look at that last whisper for Yuna X Titus as well.
Yeah, that last whisper, that's enough, right? So he's basically claimed, alright, I'm doing Nasus things. Who's the person he's going to be fighting? The dudes with the most armor. In team fights, he doesn't get that much of a target selection because the Lulu is able to keep Nasus relatively far away. It's pretty difficult for a Nasus that starts the fight opposite, like pretty far away from the Twitch to get onto the Twitch. If he's team fighting, he's going to be hitting tanks. And if he's split pushing, he's hitting Malphite. That last whisper is a really smart buy from Yuna X Titus. I really like it. He also has a ZZ Rot, which does solve the inhibitor problem, permanently applying split push. So usually when you see Nasus build ZZ Rot, it's so that they can pretend like they're in a lane and then leave and go team fight. But here you see the ZZ Rot does get knocked down relatively quickly by the Malphite. No Baron anymore. Too Fast Too Furious said, screw it, we're not Baroning, we're 5-man death falling. And I think that that's a relatively smart call if the Malphite's not able to do anything in the side lane. Now, we do see Nasus does see that they're death balling on the bottom side of the map, so he's on the top. So now it's another race. How long can United as one keep them out of the base, protecting this bottom lane tower?
Drantor using the Proto Belt just to wave clear, and that gives more time for Yuna X Titus to continue pushing out that top side.
ZZ Rot will be available, and I think it's like a minute. I don't really know ZZ Rot timer all that well off the top of my head. And you do see he's using those wards, lighting up Baron while he's split pushing. Really smart usage of those wards, and for all this pressure, they're only able to claim a dragon because he gets wave cleared by the Santana crits and the like Buster, the Satchel Charge passive, and the Proto Belt from Explosive Shot. Is that what
Satchel
it is?
Charge is a Ziggs W.
Oh shit, yeah. The Explosive Shot. And so this looks really funny, but you've got Nasus split pushing the top inhibitor tower.
It's Too Fast Too Furious going for the Baron. This time I don't know about this one. The Baron is at half.
If they get the Baron, that completely nullifies the Nasus, so it's very enticing.
Yeah, they're backing away now. United is one. They're looking for the fight. There's a knockup, and they get the elastic sing shot in. Biscuit, it gets caught, but the wild throw being used. King Nobody is back away over the side. He's caught. Weenie goes in with the unstoppable force, and they kill off Padova. But Biscuit unloading with the King Nobody goes down. Mowgli goes in with the elastic sing shot. Seismic will be going down, or really the stone plate. Yes, he will. They lose all of them, but meanwhile, Yuna X Titus is focusing down Nexus towers.
I want to say the last whisper also holds skill towers. I think it's true. Wait, no ult available.
Is teleporting away. Weenie can't stop him for this one. He teleports back to the base.
The unstoppable teleport used from Yuna X Titus. Malphite does not have hearts in this get to stop that unless he uses his ult. So really, really nice split push there. You know, in him for in him. Nexus tower for Nexus tower. The game's honestly evened up, even though they're 10 kills down from objective standpoint. It's a completely symmetrical map. I think United has done a really good job bringing this game back so far.
Yeah, and in spite of everything, it's 500 gold is the discrepancy between these two teams.
10 kills is not 500 gold. A lot of these kills that United has once been finding have been shut down. You know, the kills you got a question, like for example, Christian mistrading 1-for-1, that's technically a gold negative for Too Fast Too Furious because he does hold the shutdown when he traded for the Alistar, for example. Those two kills don't carry the same weight. So yeah, this game is neck and neck. It's anyone's game at this point. It's really just up to question. You know, Nasus did use the teleport there to get out of the base, so he will not be allowed. He literally cannot group. So the first engage that they find, they must take on the side of Too Fast Too Furious. And this Baron has been the prize the whole game, and nobody's really been able to take. Oh, Weenie back. There we go. It's going to be interesting to see how they deal with this Nasus split push pressure. It now takes definitely more than one person. He's starting to build up Sunfire.
Oh yeah, there's the Glacial Prison. They engage. Shockwave finds two. They've already killed off the sack passive. They've gotten the ultimate, and they've killed off a Drantor. But they've got to deal with Yuna X Titus in the bottom lane.
Yuna X Titus using using the Demolish, using the ZZ Rot, and using the Triforce, really just outscaling in the side lane. And you've got to question, can this Malphite stop him? No, he can't. It's too much, dude. So that's 2 inhibs for 1 inhib for the Baron, 2 inhibs down total for the side of Too Fast, Too Furious. And so let me ask you this: who should they be sending in order to match this Nasus on the sideline? Because it's clearly not Malphite anymore.
I don't think any person can 1v1 the Nasus or even stop him from taking a tower. He'll just face tank it through your damage. As long as he's not taking the tower as well, then I think he can just take him down.
So why did he build bot? Whatever, it's working. Unix Titus is making it work with this Bombies. Might grab tower aggro, but it doesn't matter. He kills the towers before anyone gets there. So Unix Titus, pretty much the sole. It feels like the sole carry for the side of United is one. He's really making that Nasus pick work. Although he did have quite a bumpy early start, he's now taking down 2 inhibs. He's opening D gates. Trick 2G would be proud.
Alright, so the 5-man death ball, like as in your terminology of Too Fast, Too Furious, grouped on this bottom side, looks like they're just going to be straight matched this time by United as one. Weenie looking for something here. He's got the ball. He goes in under Padova. Padova dies instantly again. Elastic slingshot in onto Biscuit. King Nobody is taking a lot of towers. And there's the Let's Bounce. Unix Titus gets in the back, and 1v1. Chris can't miss. There's Biscuit, he's trying to peel, but Dramtor is just in the back line, ripping through them. Elastic Slingshot comes in. Weenie doing what he can. He finally takes on Unix Titus. King Nobody is gonna go down to Seismic in the back side.
Wow, the one time he groups, he wipes the fight. Obviously, he couldn't have been.
Oh, and a Dramtor flashes forward, takes out the support of Too Fast, Too Furious. Weenie now is not going to be able to 1v1 him, and a Dramtor picks up the hero play. And Seismic will be the one to fall down. No, I don't think he can get away from a Dramtor.
He's so sad.
And the stone plate, and he is going to be going down. A Dramtor gets the ace for United as one.
Wow. So the one time Unix Titus decides to group, he 1v3s in the backline, able to just take down Chris Can't Miss. Really nice engage. They basically 4v5'd that after all the ults went down from Chris Can't Miss and from Sejuani.
Yeah, just a Dramtor and Unix Titus together, backing Chris Can't Miss and Biscuit into a corner. Seismic and Weenie not able to take out anyone outside of Padova.
Yeah, this is a true OKLCS clown fiesta. It has gotten to the 30-minute mark, right? We said Nasus comes online at 25 minutes. The inhibs are down. There's nothing left to split push, right? So obviously Nasus is going to be grouping, and so it's a little bit more difficult to find these fights. The fights that have been working in the past, right, for the side of Too Fast, Too Furious, where basically pick someone in the 4v5, make it a 3v5, and then just roll them from there. But now with Nasus grouping, you've basically got to play front to back, because that's Nasus's greatest weakness, is he can't quite ever get on top of you. And so I'd like to see Weenie and Seismic switch to more of a peel route, because honestly, Lulu and
Mowgli getting jumped on, but they gotta get back out of there. The Hemoplague being used by a Dramtor. Chris Can't Miss going very low. Wild Growth, and the Shockwave finds 2. The Elastic Slingshot into the back line. There's the Let's Bounce being used. It finds 2 members, and Chris Can't Miss is the first to fall. King Nobody is playing peel while Unix Titus wreaks havoc onto Biscuit. He's getting focused down by the rest of Too Fast, Too Furious, but he will finally fall. The rocket jump out from Padova. But they've got to deal with their base on the side of Too Fast, Too Furious.
So there you got to see. It's the Nasus. it's how you are and the Nasus she wants, right?
Oh, Biscuit is he just crits down King Nobody. Padova is one auto from getting stunned, and they have to back away. And Biscuit goes a little bit too close by. He got shut down. And now Seismic all alone. The teleport coming in from Weenie, but will it be enough? He's kind of caught in the middle of a rock in a hard place. He has no unstoppable force, and he's gonna get focused down. Now Seismic survived, but Weenie falls in his place.
He's just there. He's just a rock. He does nothing. He literally doesn't do anything.
Oh my gosh, I thought that meme was dead.
There's Weenie teleporting in. As much as I want to make that meme die, he's playing Malphite. He did it to himself. T2'd in. Nothing to show for it. You know, Malphite is probably one of the most useless tanks without his ultimate, compared to like the likes of Warren and Malphite. So here we get to see, it's been so long that these teams have just been back-to-back team fighting that we are now, all the inhibs have respawned. Nasus can split push again. He has teleport, Weenie does not. And so this looks like a recipe for Unixtitus to just win the game in the side lane.
Yeah, and that was the chance that Biscuit had the chance to open up on there, but he got too close, just stood right next to a Vladimir with all of his abilities up.
And really smart using the animation type cancel between the using his pool in order to get close to Biscuit, because Biscuit does have the crit and the damage required to just basically kill this Vlad if he gets CC'd down. But because he uses the pool, he's able to sneak in and deliver all of his damage almost instantly to Biscuit.
I didn't remember getting that Scuttle Crab. I stole that Scuttle Crab just now. I didn't remember
good job.
doing that. In any case, the second Inferno being started up by Too Fast, Too Furious. They're going to use the Wild Growth to knock out the Elastic Slingshot. And the Inferno Dragon goes over. It's a double Inferno for Too Fast, Too Furious. King Nobody getting focused down, and he will be the first to fall. But Unixtitus is just taking out the inhibitors.
Oh, he uses Easy Rods.
Padova is taking some damage from Biscuit, but Biscuit gets 100-0'd by a Drantor. Shockwave missed through the Sanguine Pool. Biscuit falls down. Meanwhile, Unixtitus is just focusing down the Nexus. Weenie doing his best.
Oh my gosh, he died!
Oh, but Chris Can't Miss died in that fight as well.
No more towers. Teleport is available for Nasus. If he left a ward, he did leave a ward. We see it in the minimap right now, so that's the other side.
Wait, what ward?
There's a red little...
That's his death icon. That's his death icon.
Darn it. He did not leave a ward. Not using the 4 wards that he has. 6 wards, I guess.
The 6 wards.
Dude, you could have just lit up a little, like... I guess you only place 3, right? You could have made a triangle, man, around the Nexus, and then you TP to it. And it's up to Agent A2 or anyone with a red sweeper. Just this is how you base race, man. This is exciting watching this Nasus. This is the adrenaline rush of the wet noodle fight that is top lane. Although he's 2-5-1, some might say in my heart he's 25-1.
25-1.
I'd be interested in seeing the damage charts after this, as far as like the structures and stuff, because like it seems to me like Nasus's would be like insane. Like I know that there's like damage dealt to champs, but just damage dealt period.
Yeah.
Nasus is probably really high. And so Baron now on the map. Unixtitus says, alright, Baron's on the map, I have TP. He's going to decide to just probably end the game down here. He can honestly just skip the inhib if he wants to. If he sees people start recalling, that means that it's up to Mowgli to find an engage when people start recalling. In order to, or they can start the Baron. Because as we said, it's not enough for Weenie to be down there. And
you see Lulu just running around the base with the sweeper running.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good assumption, right? You didn't really see if he placed the wards or not. You now see that Nasus is warding up a storm. Until it's a stalemate. Until someone makes the first move, it's just decided by that inhibitor that's down that someone has to constantly be up there. Most likely, yeah, the Twitch and the Orianna. And now Nasus needs to get that bot lane pushing. Then that's the signal for Too Fast Too Furious to go in to get some vision. Malphite is not grouped with his team because he does not have teleport. Has to be on the sideline. Teleport going to be up in like what, 45 seconds from now? So it's 45 seconds. That Too Fast Too Furious is fighting a 4v4 on the map, which they have been losing for the majority of this game because the Vladimir has been finding some really nice entrances, and Biscuit has honestly not been. What the heck was that?
King Nobody just ulti?
Alright, there we see the Nasus Soul. Good disengage there, using the Q from the Malphite, the Seismic Shard, in order to just steal that movement speed and just say, nope, I'm not fighting you while you're in Mega Dog mode.
Mega Dog.
Mega Dog. Spell that backward, it's God Amity.
Got him.
God mode. Why didn't he ward? That's what I'm saying, dude.
Alright, United is one starting up the Baron as we speak. It looks like Too Fast Too Furious are just giving that one up. They've got to deal with a very large wave in the in the top lane rather. And yeah, United is one uncontested Baron for them.
So I think this is the right choice, mostly because if you try to fight the Baron, you're spreading your resources too thin. Giving Baron to the side of United as one basically forces them to group, right? Which allows you to deathball. And that is their best case scenario for Too Fast Too Furious. This game has gone on far too long. They were not fast enough. It's going to come down to like 2 more team fights. 1 more for the side of United as one winning. 2 more for Too Fast Too Furious to get rid of all the Barons, get the pressure back, and basically outlive those inhibs that should be respawning soon. Now, something to note, while they were being fast, they managed to pick up 4 elemental dragons. we don't really know in spectator mode when the next Elder Dragon is coming up. It's in more than 2 minutes from now, though.
It's in exactly 2 minutes.
Oh, is that? Oh, yeah, that's.
Left corner.
Okay, I thought that was. I don't know why I thought that was Baron. It looks like Infernal. I always get confused. But yeah, it's spawning in a minute 45.
We don't have a timer for Dragon. Timer in top left corner.
Yeah. Okay, so let me rephrase that. Elder Dragon's coming up in a minute 35. There's gonna be a massive team fight there, and that will be super hype. They have to fight for. Well, they don't have to fight for it because if they give Elder, it doesn't do much. It's like 45 true damage a tick. But if they get Elder, I promise you, Malphite should be able to 1v1 the Nasus because that's 45 true damage per dragon that you get over the course of 2 seconds. So quick maths, that's like 180 true damage every 2. That's 90 DPS of true damage. Actually maybe that's not enough. That's a little standard. It's pretty big in a team fight. It will help. It means someone else and Nas can't. Someone else and Malphite.
Oh, Advantor taking some damage. He unloads with a spray and pray. Actually, that's a big cooldown being burned by Too Fast Too Furious.
Speaking of the death, without that you can't death ball. Luckily, Elder Dragon will be up in 50 seconds from now. That should be enough time for the spray and pray to come up. So if I had to choose a time for me to randomly press my ult button preemptively, this would be a good time. But we do see one. So that siphoning strike only did like 10% of Malphite's health. That's how much the shield does. But you gotta think Malphite gets a bunch of armor while his shield's up. So it's really doing over 10%. So it's less than 10 Qs are necessary to kill this Malphite.
Alright, Biscuit is putting some damage onto Mowgli. That's about half his health down, but Unix meanwhile is just ignoring Weenie and poking down the inhibitor. Weenie is doing what he can, but he's only gotten him to half at best. And now he's going for the base! He uses the ultimate. Unstoppable force being used. Unix is getting focused down by the 2 tanks. And he will...
Slowly drops the cane.
There he goes.
And he dies.
But here we go. The fight is unloaded. Biscuit gets jumped on and 100'd by a Drantor. There he goes. Biscuit is falling down. They're focusing down the Nexus King. Nobody falls. A Drantor getting...
Oh, he died!
And the one auto attack from Padova on the top side is enough to get the win for United as one.
Wow. So that has got to be one of the most successful feeding Nasus I've ever seen. He's 2-6-1, but honestly won them the game. You know, those last few base race type situations were kind of played slightly poorly, but God, did he have an amazing mid game, which is what you have to have on Nasus because he basically just pulled Weenie around the map past the point that it mattered, and Too Fast Too Fierce weren't able to close out this game super efficiently.
All right, so that will be the second game of tonight over and done with. We will take a short break before we get into the third game of the night with between Apache Esports and Oklahoma Diamond Rush. So thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. the transition. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to OKLCS Spring 2018 Diamond Cap Week 1. That's all of the things.
3.
In any case, we just saw. I say that phrase way too much. The in any case, I say that a lot. Take a drink every time I say that. You will be smashed. We just saw Too Fast, Too Furious lose out to United as one in a what looked like a very quick game, and then it just sort of didn't go fast enough. You know, for
not too fast, too slow, more like. Really nice split push there, honestly, from United Status. Really nice, like 4v5ing for the majority of the game, and they showed that they're able to make good comebacks. United as one kind of showed that they can prevail through that, and I believe that was a 2-game series. So even though they fell behind in game 2, game 1. We can only make an assumption, kind of. I mean, you can tell us how the pace of the game went.
Yeah. So that the one we just saw was the game 1.
Okay.
Game 2 kind of ended up fairly similar, although it wasn't quite as close. Okay. I mean, like, I don't mind saying this. We got ahead very early. It looked like we had that one in the bag. We just sort of lost it out. Adrantor played a very excellent Vladimir in game number 2 and just sort of rolled us, honestly.
Okay. So it's, again, these, according to my power rankings, both of these teams were basically in the same sort of area. I believe it was like 2 through 7 and 3 through 6. I don't remember exactly where I put United as well, but in the same power level. And so there you got to see, the strengths of Too Fast, Too Furious is they go fast, but in that case, not fast enough. And United
not furious enough.
Furious enough. Yeah. They're fast, but not furious enough. And then United as one was able to, show that Adramtor and United Status were basically able to carry that game, as well as really consistent play from Padova. Although he was consistently getting one shot, he was able to, in the team fights where he was not getting one shot, which showed up very well in the compared to Biscuit completely just getting demolished by Adramtor nearly every single fight.
All right, and without further ado, we'll get into our third game of the night, which is between Apache Esports and Oklahoma Diamond Rush.
Diamond Rush. So Apache Esports, I believe it's an actual brand. They're picking up
relatively new, I would say, in esports, but this is the makings of the previous Pigs Might Fly from Platinum Capped after a what I can only call a devastating loss to actually Oklahoma Gold Rush as it is in Platinum Capped. They've rebranded to Apache, partnered up with that brand, and now they've swapped out a few members.
So Slappy, for example, is the big one that I would point to because he was the MVP for top lane last season. Yeah. Let's go! And he's playing the one, the only Ornn, new champion in the OKLCS.
Hashtag not salty, Benny.
This is fine. I mean, he got MVP. He played very well in the games that he played. He played an amazing Kennen, right? So Slappy playing the Ornn against the Gnar. Mechanical Reaper plays a lot of more range type champions in the top lane. He's known for his Urgot, and now he's going to be playing Gnar. Gnar is kind of like one of the only answers to Ornn, especially on the Kleptomancy nerf. So we're going to be seeing that matchup in the top lane. And then here you have Renji, General Vici, and Hamana, who are going to be kind of playing the back line. And then Aikido? How do you want to pronounce that?
I'm gonna call him Aikido.
Aikido.
Whatever. It'll.
Aikido.
It will depend. It'll depend on how fast I'm talking. Probably.
Aikido. We'll just do Aikido because that's faster. So Aikido, if he's there, just tell us how to pronounce it. But Aikido in the jungle playing that Sejuani. And then the interesting pick for this is the Skarner. The Skarner has actually gotten buffed. Oh, there's nice. So we actually see a lot of new faces on the Rift in the Ornn and the Zoe, which have been released since the last season of OKLCS, and they're fairly strong, I'd say. Zoe is
they're okay.
They're alright. Zoe's the center for a lot of controversy in the current discussions on League of Legends. Is it fair that she can one-shot me with one ability, or 1.5 abilities, if you want to call her?
Alright, see, I think when people complain about Zoe, I think Zoe is something to complain about, but I think most people complain about the wrong things about Zoe.
Yeah.
But, but as you were saying, these are very high priority champions for basically all these roles.
Yeah, and then
Zoe,
you've got to question
Sejuani,
the
or
other side, and Zaire Rakan. Like, this is a dream team comp for 2018. Yeah, whoever did the draft did a miraculous job. I really got to question Oklahoma Gold Rush
Oklahoma Diamond Rush.
Diamond Rush side.
We can just call him OGR.
OGR. We'll call him OGR. So OGR's choice of like Skarner, right? Skarner did get buffed. He's a lot stronger with the E. I believe some Skarners are maxing E. We'll have to keep an eye out on what Moose on the Loose is doing. And here we see a really aggressive trade from Slappy, who was able to use that Bellows Breath in order to, block most of the hyper damage. Really nice trade there. Anytime you can trade even on HP on Gnar, it's usually really good because of the fact that Doran's Shield in the sustained lane will provide more sustain than Doran's Blade unless you're strictly pushing on Doran's Blade, right? Which means that he has to either open himself up to ganks or fall behind on HP. As far as the Skarner is concerned, I'm really interested in seeing how they utilize the Skarner. A lot of the problems that are encountered in Skarner on competitive play are that if you don't have Spire, you're not a champion. You kind of just want to die, roll over and die on Skarner.
It's like Kindred when you don't have any stats.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of these mini-game type champions. And then we get to see Ignopius Untwisted Fate, which I think is a really excellent answer to Zoe. Zoe is a champ that loves to roam. Zoe is a champ that loves to one-shot people. Twisted Fate loves to just skip laning phase and get me out and start roaming as soon as possible. He also has a very reliable gank assist on Zoe. So one of Zoe's only weaknesses is that she has no escape. Which means
the ultimate, if you ever try and use it as an escape, you'll be so disappointed because you pop back and you're just like, oh wait, I just showed them exactly where I'd be for the next 3 seconds.
And so something that I want to see is Moose on the Loose and Ignopius make sure that that little girl does not go God, that sounds terrible. It does not go unpunished. God, there's no way to phrase it, man. Zoe just crosses that line in League of Legends. She's 100 and bajillion years old, okay? So it's fine to talk about it that way. So, talking about the bot lane, we have Zyrakan, very staple pick in the bot lane. It's always going to be strong. These champs are always going to be strong together. And then we have the engage support and the Cogma. It's interesting to note, I believe it is 8.2, right?
Yes. All of the games today that we stream today will be on 8.2. Okay. Just because of some changes to Riot's API mean that we can't actually stream 8.1 games anymore.
Oh, okay. Why is Cogma
Oh yeah, what? Why did he go Relic Shield on 8-2?
Big question marks popping up in the spectator
I'm so
right
confused
now.
now.
It doesn't work anymore, and so hopefully he realizes that halfway through the game, and sells that because unless he's going to be warding for his team, which you don't want to do on Cosmo, because it's like you're face checking a bush every time you ward. He's going to be sorely disappointed in his power spikes. And now we do see a Doran's Shield come out for the Xayah. I personally would have gone with like Doran's Blade because Zyrakan is really good at pushing. The Doran's Blade helps you push a little bit harder, and it allows you to take more aggressive trades, which you need to be doing for Kog'Maw. If Kog'Maw and Alistar go even in this lane, and they don't have double Relic Shields, they should be able to have a stronger late game. Now, Zyrakan is amazing in the early game in lane, however they do fall off headed towards like level 5 usually. And then after that, they will take a backseat depending on who is able to find better engages, Alistar or Wolfman. Now, something that's also important to note.
Oh, that's a nice route! They knock him up, but there's the double knockup from Chaos Thresh. He's gonna stun up. Nothing. Gets the chains out, but does not use the last. I was anticipating the auto attack, and then I shouldn't say things before they happen anymore.
It's all good, dude.
I thought for sure
he stuns thin air with the
flash knockup.
Into the twisted
knocks General Beachy into the enemy team.
Double team.
There's Dignopius. He gets in with the gold card. First blood goes over to Chaos. Third one, double teleport coming in. Renji and Slappy are both here. They sleep up Ignopius. Ignopius gets taken very low by the Paddle Star. Chaos Thresh looking for a stun. He stuns up Slappy's Orb. They hop forward from Mechanical Reaper, but there's a stopwatch. There's a knockup from Himada onto Chaos Thresh. Here comes the call. The Forge Gun knocks out Chaos Thresh and him. Himada gets Chaos Thresh. They knock him up with Slappy's Q. Renji gets in with another Paddle Star. One more auto from Jiren would have been the kill. And here comes Moose on Deleuze around the backside. I don't think he wants to go too deep here in the end. It's a 1-for-1.
Nothing else, I guess.
That's it.
Good. Well, 2 kills.
Yeah.
Thank God for stopwatch.
1-for-1. Oh, Renji actually almost died there. He got a second flash and was able to get out. I mean, he still had his flash, but he used a second flash to dodge.
Utilizing his W effectively. And there we go, another heal just to top off Himana before he goes back to lane. So one of the, I guess, more annoying, if you want to look at it, ways, I think it's fine. Things about Zoe is that she can steal summoner spells. She's quirky like that, right? So a lot of people complain that she can get them in lane. Holds up spoon.
Or sport.
Yeah. That she's quirky like that. She just steals your summoner spells, haha. But every time she pops that little bubble that we briefly saw on stream, on the minions, she can also get another summoner spell. A lot of people complain about like teleports or gunblades that she picks up because it can really make the lane one-sided.
KS Fresh actually going deep onto Himana. He's looking for the stun, but he can't find it. And then
he is level 6.
Oh,
Flash
the
has been
flash away from General Vici doesn't want to give him any chance to get that stun into the ultimate from Musandalus's Skarner.
Yeah, so that stun means there's got to be a regain. The Twisted Fatal will be coming up in approximately 30 to 45 seconds. We'd love to see a regain come down. And then Skarner, using his Crystal Spires, can honestly just take this Ocean Drag in the meantime and secure a really nice sustain.
Yeah, so the Crystal Spires for Skarner, they give him a large amount of mana regen. They give him a large amount of attack speed, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And that is enough to basically spam Q with the mana regen, and the attack speed is enough to abuse jungle items,
auto
which
attack
give the bonus damage on hit and bonus lifesteal on hit through your jungle item.
Although
so,
Skarner, I'm almost certain, even with all those buffs, he's still considered like tier 3 or 4 jungler in professional play.
Yeah, mostly because once you're out of those zones, it sucks, man. You don't have attack speed unless you proc your E. Your E, when proc, gives you a small crystal, it's like
it gives
being on
you
a spire
temporarily
for like a sec, for like the auto attack.
The duration of that stun.
So if you're like,
oh, Aikado coming in for a gank on the Mechanical Reaper. He hops away, but there's the call of the Force Gun. He flashes. He's gonna get knocked out. Musandalus suppresses down Renji, but he gets a second flash.
Oh, that's not something I
And
thought
that
about.
is a tilter. Musandalus flash for his ultimate.
So, for the record, Zoe used Skarner's flash to avoid Skarner's gank, and used also his own flash to avoid it a little bit more. And then that'll be a water hose being dropped there, the HB 1900 or whatever. I call it a water hose because it looks like a water hose. And so, anyway, the dragon was picked up for the side of Oklahoma Diamond Rush. We do see that Zoe was punished with her flash. Now, I'd like to see Akel'Jis using that pressure punish the bot lane, and then we did see Mechanical Reaper have to flash away from the Ornn. Ornn versus Gnar is basically, like, as Gnar, you can quote-unquote bully tanks, but really, everyone who's been playing top lane on the recent patches knows that Ornn bullies you. Now, there have been some nerfs targeted.
KS Thresh keeps on going in aggressively, but no follow-up from Jiren, and KS Thresh will take a little bit of punishment for it.
Well, the bubble lands. Let's see the one-shot. Legendary. Oh,
doesn't look
doesn't
for it.
have the
Ignopius.
damage. Maybe not quite at 10 minutes.
Oh, they get onto Himana. Himana's gonna go in with the ultimate. Exhaust going down. He jumps back out. Here comes Aikado. They use the cleanse on KS Thresh's ultimate, and Jiren will fall down. Here's the destiny being channeled by Ignopius. Himana gets the summoner heal and his own flash to dodge away from the Acathian surprise.
So all sums down to the bot lane means you gotta send some jungles down there, and so Aikado being the first person to impact the bot lane, Skarner instead opting for those mid lane games. And honestly, Skarner is kind of like a warwick.
Ooh, good knockup
really
from Slappy. Oh, he gets gnawed into the wall, but he doesn't get the stun. Slappy now fighting on the Mechanical Reaper.
Doesn't land the damage.
And they're just gonna auto attack each other a little bit and back away.
Yeah. So Ornn, after he gets completed his catalyst, he's pretty much immovable from lane because he can constantly be spamming spells and healing to full HP because he never has to back, right? And so this is the build that a lot of Ornn players have been doing, as well as taking Summoner Spell Swap in the LCS. Now I believe Slappy is instead taking Grasp. The reason for Summoner Spell Swap is that, honestly, Gnar's ranged, you can't really walk up and grasp him that often. But if Mechanical Reaper wants to get down in the mud and start fighting with Ornn, you know, that grasp does come in handy.
That's 2 in a row that Slappy's missed in terms of CS.
Yeah. Can he get a third?
No, he got that one.
Very nice. MVP. So you remember last game we were talking about it, how you can kind of awkwardly sit on Guinsu's Rage Blade on Kog'Maw. Now that is not what happened in the middle in between the items. Right now, Kog'Maw is significantly weaker than Xayah because he has invested into some AP towards the Guinsus, but hasn't actually finished the item. It's a really awkward power fight.
Alright, Slappy's actually starting to lose. Oh well, never mind. He gets a big trade there. He dodges away. Himana goes in for the ultimate, but I think he actually missed the knockup. The teleport coming in from Ignopius and will be cancelled.
And so we see a whole lot of very awkward backs and forths from both teams. You know,
Oh, Glacial Prison
and
doesn't quite find him. A little bit ambitious from Mikado. They're going to knock him up. And there's the root collar. Chaos Fresh takes a lot of damage. He uses his ultimate and his flash to get out to safety. Now Jiren unloading on the General Vici.
That's yeah, they just thank you though. So there you get to see it's a lot of incomplete engages from pretty much both sides, and really awkward trades in like top lane and mid lane. We saw the teleport get cancelled from it actually does drop a little spell shard to Zoe to maybe get recall, finish Morellos, TP back to lane, and that is something that can be once again extremely infuriating. If left in isolation against a Zoe lane, it's only a matter of time before.
Ooh, Mechanical Reaper's about to go mega. He gets the wall up, and there's the Gnar, and Slappy might get solo killed.
Mechanical Reaper solo kills Slappy. The previous reigning. Oh, did that get canceled?
The top lane MVP.
Top lane MVP.
Yeah, Himana will cancel Chaos.
If we take the MVP crown, Mechanical Reaper now the top lane MVP. The honorary top lane MVP. Of because he got the solo kill, fair and square.
Yeah, it goes. It's like the unofficial world championship. Yeah. It just goes to whoever solo kills each other.
Blue buff will be getting 4 Renji. That should give him enough wave clear because he's going to be able to spam his paddle star without fear of running alone. To actually just oppress this Twisted Fate. Anytime that you have dead minions, Zoe is looking for a Sleepy Trouble bubble. All right, and so. Something I'd be interested in seeing is some assistance from Aikido into the mid lane or the top lane. So mid lane would be nice for Aikido to gank in order to snowball the game, right? Because Zoe is just waiting, dude. She's just waiting to one-shot this Twisted Fate. She's at the point where she's doing a lot of damage.
But you got that extra tankiness from the Rod of Ages on Ignopius.
That's a really smart choice as far as this build's concerned. It looks like he's building Merc Treads, which I would totally agree with. Is the thing to build.
Is Merc Treads enough to be able to dodge away from Paddle Star after you get slept?
No,
it's not.
It's really not. No, you can even like fail to QSS it like half a second too late and still get hit by it as long as the Zoe can time it right. Unlucky. Because basically it's like the decreasing time of the slow is enough for Zoe to do her combo, and as long as she times it just as you fall asleep, she gets the full damage. And so it makes it more difficult for sure. And then Raya's been doing a lot of nerfs to Zoe to make it more difficult for the timing. But as long as he's clean with that Fiora patented right emote, the clean emote, he should be able to find the one shot still. Although the Rod of Ages is probably the single best item for TF to get tanky. Now something that we should also notice is that top lane went ahead and, along the grass build, he went ahead and completed the Ice Lord Gauntlet, which will mean that anytime that once again Gnar gets in the Mega Gnar form, Orange should be able to win out. It will also help in team fights, healing for the Starner and the Alistar, for the Xayah to be, and the Sichuani to be setting up fights so that the front to backing is more.
Okay, Moose Andalus has been hanging around this dragon for quite a long time now. Glacial Prison flash away from Moose Andalus, but here's the teleport coming in from both top laners actually. Oh, good gold card stops Himana. He gets knocked into the wall. There's a charm onto him. There's the suppress onto Himana. He goes in with a knockup. And here comes the call of the Forge God. He's gonna throw it out towards the bottom lane. Slappy focus down. General Vici gets exhausted. Meanwhile, this stopwatch from Aikado, from the Ignopius rather, will keep him alive. And now General Vici gets jumped on and he gets focused down. No Feather Storm available. Renji getting has to flash out. He's still got his own flash. Himana taking a lot of damage, so a lot of punishment. But he will dodge away from the Living Artillery. It's a 2-for-0 in favor of OGR.
Yeah, OGR, very, very strong roll from Mechanical Reaper. Although he doesn't pick up any of this.
Oh, what was that?
Oh, he jumped in! She has no escape!
He has the Summoner Heal and another flash. Oh, Moose Andalus dies!
He just randomly died! I guess he grabbed Tower Aggro, right, with his E? Oh, she's low.
I don't know what just happened there.
On the brink of death, manages to jump in, find, I guess, enough damage to bring Moose Andalus into lethal under the tower.
When he jumped into Moose Andalus, he must have gotten Cinderhold aggro.
Oh. Dude, Renji's just next level with the Zoe. That has to be what happened. Next level, dude. Maybe he got blue smited.
I can't think of any other reason why Moose Andalus had tower aggro, but he got it, and I guess he didn't notice in time.
Renji's playing 40 chess, Moose Andalus is playing checkers. He manages to get that kill under the tower. Trades the tower for the kill, I guess, and then they will. Apache Esports will be picking up that Ocean Drag. That Ocean Drag will go a long way for Orin. Orin loves Ocean Dragon. He's another form of sustain that only gets amplified by the Catalyst. So the next up neutral objective on the board is that.
Yeah, but look at that. Oklahoma Diamond Rush, they're the ones who got Tower First Blood. They're the ones who have right now the almost 2K gold lead.
Oh yeah. They've been decisively winning the team fights, and they have CS leads.
Look at that, the fully stacked Black Cleaver from Mechanical Reaper onto Slappy. He's still got his hop forward, and there's the wallop, and here's the Gnar. And there he goes, that's half of Slappy's health down, and will it be enough? This is a pretty close fight. The Call of the Forge God might turn this one. He dodges it, but he's got a lot of health, he's got a lot of shields. This is just a wet noodle fight, but it's really very close. Mechanical Reaper about to go mini.
Oh, he does not get the brittle proc. Can't go for the
flash.
The
knockup, one more. It will be
top lane
MVP.
MVP.
Turns it around.
Once again, reclaiming his title as top lane MVP, Slappy gets the solo kill.
Holy cow. That was the most exciting wet noodle fight I've ever seen. As far as wet noodle fights go, that is.
That was a really nice mechanically played from
Slappy was not paying attention! Ignopius is gonna find him with the gold card. He doesn't take a whole lot of damage though. Slappy is putting down a lot of damage. The vision will be enough, and Ignopius gets the kill back. Jiren actually meanwhile is killed up.
Ignopius died.
What? Ignopius died? Slappy with the outplay! Aikano comes in, Jiren now getting jumped on. The suppression, General Beach's got the Feather Star, he's got the kill, and that's a root collar. Chaos Thresh is gonna be focused down. The members of Apache just outplaying their opponents. The stun, and there's the sleep, and there's the kill. Renji coming out hot on this Zoe.
Slappy is still in late. Like, he has not left since he killed 2 people. Will he find a third? No, there's no way. There's no way Slappy gets a third.
No.
So there's the summon area.
And there it is. That's gonna be enough slows. He doesn't have the frozen mallet. Okay, what is happening right now? He's got the Gnar. He's gonna have the shield.
Airborne.
What is going on? The wallop come out. Slappy died. Finally died.
Top lane MVP Mechanical Reaper claims the throne once again.
Ah!
That would have been really awkward if Ignopius got claimed the top lane MVP. For killing Slappy. So Slappy made sure to keep that title.
Yeah, make sure that the top lane MVP doesn't go to a mid laner.
Yeah.
Oh my word. Okay, so after all of that, gold is basically even.
It's
dragons are basically even. Towers are basically even.
Yeah, originally it was it was Apache having the still a deficit, right? Like it was OGR.
Yeah, Apache was down in gold until Slappy comes out with the hero flame.
2 kills for 1, for a very long 2 for 1, and then the bot lane fight, which did go in the favor of Apache Esports. Really nice played by Aikido and Moose on the Loose. I mean, not really able to find the ideal target. They Kog'Maw
and a tower. And that will propel Apache Esports into
there we go. 800 gold lead for the side of Apache Esports. So now that we get into the team fight segment, this is what we were talking about, the really high priority pick. You know, Skarner, he can flash ult, you know, as we saw, maybe against Zoe it's not the best idea, but he can flash ult people for an engage. But Orin, he can ult 4 to 5 people usually in a team fight. So can Rakan, and Sejuani can get that fight started at a much greater and reliable range.
So is this what they should be doing, having the Twisted Fate split pushing in the bottom side of the map?
I think that's probably the best thing that they could do, as long as the Kog'Maw and the Alistar can ensure that they don't get caught. So what they need to do is they have to have the Alistar close enough to the Sejuani so that he doesn't get ulted by this. Alistar close enough to the Kog'Maw so he doesn't get ulted by the Sejuani. He can use that unbreakable will to just break out of the glacial prison. And then as long as Himana, it's really up to Himana to get these fights started, and for Aikido or Slappy can also start them to follow it up reliably. In the side lane, however, I'm pretty sure Slappy is strong enough to fight either one, mostly because of those awkward kills that went back and forth, as well as Mechanical Reaper has not finished his Frozen Mallet. Once he gets Frozen Mallet, he should be able to kite out the Ornn. It's mostly up to the Ornn to get successful Q and E combos in order to make up for that lost ground that Frozen Mallet is providing.
Yeah, what do you think of this, the support itemization, the Redemption first item on Rakan?
That's weird.
I think
that if you're grouping, it's not that bad because realistically, what's the other option? It's Ardent Sensor, right? So you gotta ask, how much does Ardent Sensor affect your team? It does help Sejuani, it does help Xayah. So what other options could he be doing? The Redemption's good. Obviously, he finished the support at him, although the icon's a little bit weird, right? So like if their plan is to find
Chaos Thresh gets not only the Scuttle Crab but also
really nice buffer there on the stun.
Oh, Himana going in. Here comes the call of the Forge God. They knock him out, and that's Kog'Maw. He's stuck there. There comes the Destiny. They get the Glacial Prison on the Moose on the loose. Ignopius cannot get in. They root collar him up. Moose on the loose. He's running for his life. He will make it out. He gets the smite for some health back, and he will survive. Nothing Jiren can do in that situation.
Yeah, he literally just got perma-CC'd by the Rakan into the knockup, into the Ornn, into another knockup from the Ornn to the Brittle Proc, and it's just absolutely disgusting to watch.
Oh, Chaos Thresh goes in. There's no minions, so there's a lot of backdoor plating on this tower, and they're not able to clear it out. The minions are here now, but Apache have lost about half of their health bars for it. I don't think Oklahoma Good Diamond Rush can really do anything to stop this one. That's a third tower going over to Apache Esports.
Apache Esports basically has...
Oh, that was a little bit aggressive.
Oh, yeah, that should have been punished. If you have Flash on Alistar, that you have to take that opportunity.
Ooh, here's the sleep.
Oh, I thought she was going to go back and hit the... That would have been absolute suicide. So a bit of an over... Everyone that had died has gotten a chance to back, so mostly the
Mountain Drake.
And so...
Slappy's trying to buy
I guess he gets to buy right now,
him.
right? No big deal. Every time that Zoe goes forward, you have to take that.
Oklahoma Good Diamond Rush secures the shrine.
So that is now a champion.
That is a big deal. And there's the two-man knockout from Chaos Thresh. He cleanses it away. And there's Himana getting into the back line, but Jiren is unloading. Icano is absolutely melting. There's a double kill for the AD carry of Oklahoma Good Diamond Rush. There's the call of the Forge God to keep Mechanical Reaper out of the pit. And he's gonna take a lot of damage. He gnars Ornn into the wall. Glacial Prison used, but there's no follow. And there it goes. Jiren gets blown up. Reggie gets the kill back. Oklahoma Good Diamond Rush are now chasing him down. But here's Icana. The sleep will land on him, but it will be enough. They shut down the Zoe. Apache Esports trade 4 for 1. Maybe 5. Chaos Thresh is here. The knockup. It will be the... Maybe I spoke too soon.
No frozen mallet. It's just boomerangs.
Alright, he should make it out.
Alright, Warlock's probably, yeah, that's it. Alright, bit of miscommunication there from the Skarner and the Twist bit. From Oklahoma Diamond Rush. Gosh, these fights are so chaotic, I'm tripping over my tongue. But they're not able to find Aikido, which means that it should be more difficult for them to secure this. Aikido does have the option to go for the field.
Chaos Thresh has to try and boot him out. Here's the teleport coming in. Himana misses the combo, but he gets the charm. The Glacial Prison absorbed by Chaos Thresh, but it will mean his life more than likely. Or will it? He's actually pretty taken, but here's General Vici. The crit will be enough, and Apache Esports turn back onto the mountain grid. Interesting smite there, but okay.
I mean, there's nobody to contest it. That's perfectly fine if you smite for it. Efficient damage.
Efficient damage.
Okay. No smite damage was lost. No overkill.
Yeah.
As fast as possible. Quick transitions there. Aikido is thinking ahead. So a ploy of, or I guess something that happens, I know to a lot of Sejuanis a lot, is that they will be sustaining all the time with Warmogs, but they'll be running out of mana. Yeah, they'll forget the back. And so you're actually going to see Aikido spend a lot of money here. Yeah, there it goes.
Destiny being popped, I guess just to make sure they're not
doing Baron, yeah. And so something that we should note is that Mechanical Reaper does have teleport, Slappy does not. Slappy had to teleport in order to get that dragon, and so it's now up to Mechanical Reaper. No Frozen Mallet yet, right? He's fallen significantly behind due to all the team fighting that's been happening. Hasn't had the chance to farm. Farm severely low for the 26 minutes in the game that we are at right now. So he can't realistically match the Ornn, but he's doing the best he can to get Ornn down there because he has teleport threat. Megdanar has now been procced. That's 15 seconds on the board as far as how long they have to use a teleport play. It's going to expire, and it's going to be at least 30 seconds before they can get another Megdanar up and ready.
Alright, so Himana, I can only assume with the Kindle Gem and the chain, or the Cloth Armor. Yeah, Knight's Vow, which is what I would think would be the first item of choice. The Call of Forge God actually found him, they charm him up, the Glacial Prison, Jiren can't do anything! Chaos Thresh is the next to fall, and then pick up the bottom lane of Oklahoma Diamond Rush from long range.
So, you've really got to ask yourself, how did the pick and ban go? The enemy team gets all S or A tiers in their role, and we end up with, like, Kog'Maw, obviously very good camp, but an unprotected Kog'Maw is just walking 300 source of gold.
Walking 300 gold.
especially if you just use all your ults like that. Unstoppable, by the way.
Yeah.
Slappy's making sure that Starter does not find an entrance, doesn't have flash. That's going to be a secured Baron for the side of Apache Esports.
They actually just killed Jiren from off the screen. Off the screen.
It's not even Q accessible because all of it's knockups. You have to like QSS the charm and then flash instantly, and that's like really short reaction time that we're putting on Jiren. And then he doesn't even have the money to get QSS. I think he's building it now, but will it be enough? Because besides having to watch out for a Rakan that can effectively one-shot you with the full combo, you gotta watch out for a Sejuani that can effectively one-shot you with the full CC combo train that will happen, and the Zoe that can effectively actually one-shot you from the Foggerboard, right? So it's a very hard day to be a Kog'Maw on the Rift.
And
so,
yeah, like you said, you have to question Oklahoma Diamond Rush's pick ban this game.
We don't have all the information to us at the moment. You've got to ask, like, what kind of picks were they afraid of for the side of Apache Esports? Like, if this was game 2, what did they play in game 1 that was so terrifying?
Oh no, I can't tell you which game this is.
Okay.
Because that would be a spoiler.
That would be a spoiler.
Alright, so Apache Esports. Oh, Renji.
Oh, he did it late, so that's what I was talking about.
Oh, they knock up Slappy. Slappy's in the middle of the enemy team, but that's not who you want. That's a 3-man charm from Himanis Rakan. The call of the Forge Gun. He can't throw it. Slappy's the first one to die. That tower's down. They lose. I caught him. Ignopi is stunning up what he can. General Vici picks up moves on the loose, but they're going to lose Renji as well. KS Thresh getting onto General Vici. The root caller double kill for the AD carry of watching Esports. Ignopi is looking for the gold card, but he can't find it. OGR trade 3 for 2, but they lose the tower.
Yeah, they lost that tower, but do gain a bunch of those kills. And you have to see, in a fight where Kog'Maw doesn't get one shot, they win. It's amazing. It's amazing what having a 5v5 on the Rift does for you. That was a really nice engage, and kind of a really sloppy jump in there from Renji. Doesn't actually get the paddle star damage, just gets a gold card to the face, unable to contribute anything to that fight. And so one of the other downsides of Zoe is that in an actual team fight, she's fairly useless, only able to throw paddle stars, especially a team fight that's coming at her, because the way that Sleepy works is that if someone hits someone that's sleepy, they wake up. If and the way Paddle Star works is if they're close to you, they take less damage. So as long as you're constantly coming into her and someone's feeling for her, autoing her, someone that's sleepy, right? She effectively has 0 CC and 0 damage. So it's really easy for stuff to just jump on her and mess up her day. She really needs targets to be far away. And then I was mistaken. I forgot this change for some reason, even though I play a bunch of Orin. Orin's not unstoppable anymore.
Bellows Breath is not unstoppable.
We actually got to see it right there. KS was able to knock what should have been an unstoppable Slappy, but Riot said, you know, screw that. Orin's not unstoppable anymore. And he knocked him straight into the team.
Good change.
It's a good change. Art debatable. But
okay,
that's what we have to deal with.
Super overbearing when he gets to be unstoppable during the duration of his strongest damage ability.
So he was able to knock
debatable, actually.
I don't want to have the conversation now. I'll fight you about this in a later.
Fight?
Anyway,
man.
back on the Rift, Apache Esports.
Here's the call. They find Jiren! Jiren uses the QSS, and he's actually still alive! No, he gets crit down by General Vici, and there's the big fight they want. Oklahoma Diamond Rush can't do anything. Mechanical Reaper flashes away, and Moose on the loose will fall. Double kill for Apache's AD carry. There's the sleep! It's basically one shot. Renji gets a kill, and Oklahoma Diamond Rush, there's nothing they can do to stop this inhibitor from going down. Renji just uses an extra flash to get into the redemption.
Nice, tricky little use of flash right there. So as we got to see, if they're able to get on Jiren, there's nothing he can do. He used his QSS, it was not enough. Someone blast coned him into the Zaya auto attack range, which was kind of like his death sentence. There's no coming back from that.
That's a good 5-man knockup from KS Thresh, but no one to do anything with it. There's the kill! Blade Caller rips through the members of Oklahoma Diamond Rush, so Apache Esports can take the victory in week 1 of the OKLCS Diamond Cap.
So there we got to see a very exciting game for the side of Apache. Now, I will say, although they had some very weak suboptimal picks, they played them fairly well. The only thing is, like, obviously the Skarner, his score is 0-4-8. I felt like he was providing really nice pressure. At one point, he even like just kidnapped Zaya and was able to kill her, kind of give her the Kog'Maw treatment.
Kog'Maw, that's what we're gonna call it.
That's the Kog'Maw treatment, man. If you get like CC lucked and you die, that's what happened. That's the only way to deal with Kog'Maw. And so I'm very pleasantly surprised with how well Oklahoma Good Diamond Rush played. And then I don't think that unless top lane MVP Slappy wasn't able to find those kills on the sideline and become the unstoppable menace that he was, this game could have turned out very, very different. Because then you don't have such strong sideline pressure, which reduces Jerain's pressure on him to basically get the Kog'Maw treatment.
All right, so that will be Apache Esports taking the victory in Week 1 over Oklahoma Diamond Rush. We have one more game for you tonight, and we'll see you for it in just a few minutes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Internet, hello and welcome back to, again, I'm going to go through it one more time for the day, OKLCS Spring 2018 Diamond Capped Week 1. That's it.
Game 4?
Yep, game number 4 on the night.
So normally there's 5, but one of the games was played on patch 8.1. I believe that was GSM versus Waduhek. I guess we can say who won.
Yeah, Waduhek Gaming took the victory over GSM early this week in a 2-1, if I'm not mistaken.
Pretty close.
Yeah. So unfortunately we can't stream that game just due to the fact that it was played so early in the week and then patches came in, and we can't actually do anything about that because Rito changed their the way they patched the game. But we do have one more game for you tonight. It is between OU's Diamond Cap team up against Lansneck, and without further ado, I'll transition us over to that game. Let's get into it.
Yeah, the reason why I was interested in the Waduhek game was because they're kind of like that curveball. These players have never played in the OKLCS before, and I just wanted to see how they'd go up against GSM, which I had ranked fairly high coming into the first split. And so since they won in a 2-1, it's fairly even. You know, we can expect them to be about the same caliber as GSM. Now, that's not this game. Well, let's talk about this game. This is the brand new esports organization OU Diamond on the left, featuring Clockworker, Ferris Bueller 24, Aviz, Rito Torchic, and Yofish.
Yeah,
These
at
are
least
all
for
students.
this week.
Yeah,
at least
for this week. So we should be pretty clear. So
how highly did you rank Sneck? Somebody asked.
I think I ranked Sneck like pretty middle of the pack. Like I want to say it was like 3 to 6. I don't
3 to 6.
3 to 5. I think I said 3 to 5.
3
like,
to 5. That's
yeah,
familiar.
like that. They're there. They're in the middle, and
That's
I ranked,
upper middle though.
Upper middle, yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty good.
And I think playoff is 6 teams.
6 teams for playoffs.
So
correct.
like if you're above 6, you know you can expect to see playoffs.
Yeah, and there's been some interesting changes to Sneck's roster between seasons. Bad Cop is now absent from the support role. They put in PB Doughboy, previously the jungler, in the support role, and have now picked up Sci-Fi.
Yeah. And so we've seen PB Doughboy support in the past. He tends to like the Bard.
Yeah.
And so that is like his key
Bard
champion is
and Rom are his
Yeah.
his 2 big picks.
I've played
Similar to Bad Cop actually.
Yeah, I've played with Doughboy in solo queue actually before, and he was playing Braum. And so he's definitely like on a comfort pick this game. And so the reason why this match is interesting is that OU Diamond has never been seen before how good these players are, so let's check it out. I had them rated like really low because honestly OU Diamond's gonna be
They're just an unknown.
They're unknown. Well, besides being unknown, these players lack a lot of synergy. A lot of these players have never played on a team before. This might be their first game, honestly.
Lack on the experience. They lack on the familiarity with one another.
And then throughout the season, we're gonna see them get swapped a lot. So while this 5-man team composition is not the might not be 8 through 9 power ranking level, throughout the season they might be expected to drop some games just because it's just like, oh, we've tried this guy out in a game and it kind of sucks. Yeah. Right? So maybe these guys suck, maybe these guys are base gods. We'll find out today on this game. So something that is pretty cool that got the big ban is actually Nunu. We have not seen Nunu all day. Basically
not only Nunu, but Nunu Azir.
Nunu Azir in 8.2. It's basically a permaban. You don't give this to people because
Nunu
of the fact
did
that
get hotfixed before this game.
Oh, before this game? Okay. But the hotfix is on the Q, which is bonus magic damage on auto attack based on how many well-fed stacks Nunu has, which is every time he consumes monster, he gets another stack of being like a fed fat Yeti, which increases his max HP and gives him auto attack bonus damage on like Nunu claps, right? The important synergy here is that Azir is an S tier champ in the mid that relies on attack speed and builds AP. Nunu's Blood Boil, the part that didn't go nerfed that everyone's just like, what the heck, Riot? Why'd you do that? Is a 40% amp on all AP that you build, up to a certain cap. So depending on Nunu's skill order, which we'll be interested in seeing this game, whether he maxes it second or third, usually you want to max either Consume or Snowball first, depending on how your playstyle on Nunu is. So we'll get to see some synergy built between Noviz and Ferris Bueller looking to make plays.
Yeah, it gives not only that, but it also gives you, of course, all the things it gave you before. Yeah. The attack speed, the movement speed, and that attack speed plus ability power is what makes it so good with Azir in particular. Sci-Fi looking for a lane gank onto Rito Torchic and Yofish. He's got the counter-strike, and they go in onto him. Yofish gets a good knockup, but he's going to get sent up by the concussive blows. Just continuously auto down. Sneck, do they have the damage? They don't have it, and Yofish doesn't even have to burn his flash.
Oh, really nice trade from Jack there. Anytime anytime that you can get damage on Jace, you're winning top lane against him. So Jace in the top lane basically forces you to play the entire game around him. Jack loves Lamp choosing to go Poppy in the matchup. So one of the nice things about this matchup is that Jace basically can never hammer full up to you. Oh, missed Shock Blast there from Clockworker. I don't know much about Clockworker. I wonder if he plays a lot of Jace, because Jace does have like the clocks and tilt over as like a part of his theme. He has like a little clock. So maybe he plays a lot of Jace. I really don't know. I don't know much about the OU.
Yeah, Clockworker, that name makes me think it's like an Echo or a Zillion player. I have no idea, to be honest.
Jace uses clocks too, like on his shoulder. It's like clock. Not on this
I guess so.
main skin, but
No, I understand what you're saying.
yeah. So we'll get to see how well the Jace is definitely a very difficult champion to play top. Again, once it forces you to get the game to get played around the scene, he gets camped. He falls off really hard, and so it'll be interesting to see how Jack, generally, very consistent top laner, does on this Poppy in order to prevent him from snowballing. Right now, he's doing great. He's only 3 CS down, which you can fall up to 20 CS down against Jace and still be relevant.
Yeah, and Poppy's one of those champions where if you're not super ahead and is able to build armor items, then Jace kind of just stops being able to really do anything against him.
And she actually does surprisingly high damage for a take. Now, she has a lot of corruption potions. Clockwork has not used his own potion, just kind of sustaining up with that Doran's Blade, and so we'll get to see if he's able to, really make that CS gap increase from this point forward. A Shock Blast which does land. We do see the areas being taken for Clockworker. And then, interesting, Jack chose to go the Aftershock on Poppy, which I think is absolutely correct. You don't generally tend to get a lot of grass procs against ranged champs, so it's better to
can throw your buckler at
throw
him.
the buckler, but trading buckler for Auto generally doesn't end well. So the Aftershock lets him go in for scrappier trades, get a bajillion armor, because for some reason Riot decided that Aftershock should get more armor in the NMR in the early stages of the game, which allows it to be used as an effective trading tool on top of it. However, it does less damage on the explosion of the proc. It used to be a percentage multiplier on whatever armor NMR you already had, as well as a small amount of bonus armor. In the jungle, I guess...
Jack is getting poked down very low, though.
Yeah.
He's got to be careful about getting
lethal.
dove, because
Nunu
look,
is
there's Bueller.
right here. He went Merktred's first item
Wow.
on the Nunu.
Oh, there we go.
He's
He's in
the bush!
The Shock Blast, he's going to get knocked away by the Keeper's Verdict, and Jack survives.
Does not flash the Keeper's Verdict there. Ferris Bueller, yes, not quick on his fingers. If he flashed, I'm pretty sure he could have killed the Poppy. Nunu just perma-slows you with the snowballs all the way down the lane. Good Keeper's Verdict there from Jack. Good flash to make that space happen so he can more accurately aim it. When someone's on top of you as Poppy, it's so hard to aim that. It's just like, because juking left or right is a sudden 180-degree turn. And like Poppy, the actual hitbox is very wonky on that. So here we see
especially
Jack,
with how close you are to it.
Jack does pick up the chain vest, and he will be getting his tank items and TPing a little bit.
Ooh, there's the
away.
combo from Jokic. They rocket jump in onto Karamat. He's gonna get caught by that one, and there's the stopwatch, and Rito Torchic will get stunned up by the concussive blow. Summoner heal comes out. Rito Torchic gets a second rocket jump forward. PB Doughboy flashes forward. Here's the teleport coming in from Jack, but a beast is on his way down. Teleport canceled.
He's from Echo Voice. Jack TP to lane.
Oh, you're right. Good call. I did not even notice that Echo Voice had the teleport.
Yeah, so Echo Voice on the Morgana. This is a fairly popular champ from him, although usually we've seen AS complaints or shining moments from Echo Voice on other champs, mostly the Talia and the Orianna. So this is a new addition to Echo Voice's usually criticized champion pool.
Yeah,
and
the two champions that most people say that he's very good at are Talia and Lux.
And Lux? Yeah.
And Orianna as a secondary, but
yeah,
his champion pool definitely has been a point of criticism for Snek in the past. Looks like during the season he's been trying to alleviate that a little bit.
And so Morgana, I guess like a few patches ago, got changed to like have her passive actually do something is a good way to put it, because before it was really hard to notice the spell vamp that he's provided, but now it does.
Oh, that was really nice from Jack, and look at that one
that
trade over Clockworker.
Yeah, if you start seeing Poppy make trades like that, you suddenly are just like, oh, well, geez, this is as much of a CS lead as I'll develop. So it's only a 10 CS lead for Jack that Jack has to make up for that Clockworker got. After this point, Jack can kind of start taking over the lane, and especially start diving him once Sci-Fi starts giving him some attention. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Sci-Fi's pick here. He chose to go Jax, and as you can see, he's going Tommy Center. Most people would be like, what the heck? Jax is building tank. Where's my Triforce, right? This is actually a very popular counter pick in Korea right now. Basically, you just build full tank on Jax. The idea being that his ult provides a bajillion resists in team fights, and he's effectively able to tank just as hard as Sejuani and Jarvan, or sometimes harder against teams that use a lot of auto attacks. Now, if you think about the team for OU Diamond, Jace, auto attack champion, Nunu, arguably an auto attack champion, and amplifies other auto attack champs. Azir doesn't perfectly dodge soldier attacks, but it does get reduced by Counter Strike, and then Tristana, auto attack champ, and even Alistar has a stun on his auto attack. So I think that Sci-Fi on this Jax, most people would be like, what the heck, Jax is playing jungle. Well, this can be used as a flex top, and it's really cool to see that Sci-Fi is able to flex it into the jungle.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense when you put it that way.
Usually, however, it's seen as a counter pick to Sejuani, mostly because he can dodge out some of the auto attacks, so he delays the stun. Against Nunu, it's obviously not such a nice time because Jax is an attack speed reliant champion,
and
Nunu with the snowball and the absolute zero just completely destroy any hopes you have of getting your Grandmaster Insight stacked up in a fight or getting good like procs.
Alright, but meanwhile, Ferris Bueller is attempting to solo out this Ocean Dragon. His bottom lane is moving up to just make sure that Sci-Fi can't get into the pit. Rito Torchic has to rocket jump out to safety. Sci-Fi gets booted out by YoFish, will not get the Counter-Strike stun. Ferris Bueller, he's not quite done with this yet. He's going very low. They have no mana. The first blood for Karamat of Snack. They get the dragon. The Ocean Dragon goes down. The Glacial Fissure will separate the team. Karamat gets knocked out, and he will go down to an auto attack from YoFish. Echo Voice uses the Soul Shackles. YoFish gonna be going down. He's stunned up. He's snared, and Sci-Fi picks up another one.
So right there we saw Clockworker commit his teleport to the fight, however he cancelled it. So that's like the last of the advantage that Jace should reasonably bring to this lane, is that teleport play that he ended up cancelling. So you only go downhill from here as a Clockworker. He's itemizing the armor penetration, or lethality. Looks like a Yomu's, might be a Duskblade. I don't think it'll be an Edge of Night, which will only fall off even harder as what looks like a Sunfire hit is being built by Jack. Because the more armor you get, the less effective the lethality ends up being.
Yep.
And so, very interesting there. Ferris Bueller stayed on the dragon. He's like, I'm gonna die with this dragon, and tried to get the last second there, Consuming Smite, but was unable to get it. Sci-Fi able to kill Ferris Bueller before he was able to secure the dragon, and an Ocean Dragon now for the side of Land Snake. That Ocean Dragon goes a long way in that Jace lane because it means you're never killing this Poppy. Like, you're never gonna out-sustain her. Usually Jaces that look to build to kill tanks build something like Vampiric Scepter into Borg and Black Cleaver. But with this armor pen build, you're just giving up all hopes of killing Poppy and looking to burst out the squishies.
Oh, Sci-Fi finds Ferris Bueller in the jungle. The Red Smite doing a lot of damage. Jack is now getting jumped on by YoFish and Clockworker. He gets stunned up. Clockworker jumps onto him. The Ignite goes down. He's gonna throw out a Q, but he will die. Echoed Voice coming around to help out Sci-Fi. The Black Shield coming in. There's the Absolute Zero being used. Aviz gets dodged away from Echoed Voice's flash, and Ferris Bueller will die to the Torment of the Soil. And actually, Sci-Fi is alive. The Triumph gives him the attack speed. He hops out onto a ward, and that was a beautiful play by the jungler of Snack.
So an absolutely like 200 IQ Black Shield used there completely lets the downside of Jax, which is if he has no attack speed, he's pretty much not a champion. Against the Absolute Zero and the Snowball from Nunu, he's able to just face tank that, no problem, pops his ult. There you got to see his tankiness, and there we see the teleport from Jack.
Teleport from Jack, but...
Does that secure the tower? I guess.
Must
the towers are dying. There's no support, right? So Alistar was roaming. The Alistar roam ends Jack's life. Jack now finished up the Sunfire cave.
There you go. Jack is gonna knock out the support, and now Rito Torchic is alone by himself, but Snack do not have the damage to get out that tower.
I don't know what that TP was on Jack, to be honest. That was kind of weird. Drakthar finished now for Jace. We got to see a nice little help, though. Jace forces everyone to play around him, forces the Alistar to just roam up there and be like, yo, what up, Poppy? I'm Alistar, and I'm gonna CC you so this Jace can kill you.
Alright, Jack is really trying to force onto this.
Oh,
Beautiful
wait.
steadfast presence! The chain of corruption! He blocks the headbutt! The stopwatch from Rito Torchic will be enough. He
Double
flashes
flash.
out of there. Buster shuts him out. And Snack, they
really want
thwarted
this.
one more time.
So, man, Jack really wants. They are now on Herald on the top side of the map, deciding that pressure from Jack is enough for Clockworker to come do other things other than knock down that tower.
But Sci-Fi looking for Avis. There's the counter strike, stuns him up. Avis, he's not able to shifting
fails the
sands
shot
out, but they'd already given up. Snack will secure tower first blood on the bottom side.
All of Jack's TP and time spent down here was not in vain. We did secure first tower with that teleport, and they were able to kill the Herald and will promptly
drop it
use it
immediately
topside.
top.
Yeah. Jace is very good at killing towers.
Oh,
with
they're
that
teleporting up.
tactic.
Here, that's
that
Echoed
is-
Voices
yeah.
teleport. Sci-Fi going in, gets the counter strike. Dark Binding is not gonna find anyone, but Ferris Bueller got
Flash
tower
out.
aggro, has to flash
Yeah.
out.
So, pretty good response there from Echoed Voice with that teleport and Sci-Fi to come up here to make
Look
that
at this.
HP live
Look
at
at
one.
Yofish just sitting in the tri-brush.
So, flash use there from the Nunu, which allows him to get binded and die. Like, you can now reliably kill the Nunu. So I'm gonna be interested. Okay.
Oh, what is Clockworker? He's doing back there. He got the tower. He just goes in and gets it. They knock him out with Thunder and Blow. There's the headbutt. And Jack is not taking a whole lot of damage here. And here's Sci-Fi to back up. Counter Strike is available. He's gonna use it now, and Clockworker just gets jumped on, and that's a kill for the jungler of Landsnack.
So those Jace notes actually mattered there. A lot of people were criticizing the Chase
Oh,
nerfs.
the Dark
Oh.
Binding
Oh, it
is gonna
lands.
land. He's gonna cleanse it away with the ultimate. Yofish gonna be able to get out of there with his ultimate and the headbutt, just knocking up PB Doughboy.
I want to highlight Sci-Fi has 100% co-participation right now. He's basically been in every single fight and every single objective.
Ooh, nice damage from
Although he
him.
wasn't obviously at the Herald, he was at the response of the Herald, which in my opinion is just as good, right? So Sci-Fi now opting for that Titanic Hydra, just building a bunch of HP. The HP really complements the ult, and he's arguably doing just as much damage as a carry because he's snowballing right now, so it's good that he's securing his lead by building tanky. Now the issue comes that if he ever does fall into one of those situations where he's getting
Wow, look at that
snowballed-
damage from a beast. There's the knockup, but here's Jack. He's trying to peel, but PB Doughboy just goes down to a big soldier from a beast. Soul Shackles being used. Oh, a little bit of miscommunication there. They get knocked out by the Keeper's Verdict, but it will allow them to secure Yofish. They trade their supports.
Another assist for Sci-Fi there as he maintains his 100% kill participation. And I guess Yofish also has 100% kill participation. The center of the action, these two players, the Earth Dragon will be coming up. No flash available for Nunu. The only option is to run around with the rest of his team. However, they've all used most of their resources. Rito Torchic does still have the Buster shot.
Good Dark Binding, and that's going to be all of them jumping on top of Ferris Bueller. He gets knocked into the wall and focused down Sci-Fi on a killing spree. And there's that 100% kill participation coming in. Clockworker trying to get this tower. PB Doughboy going to be the one sent to stop him.
So, really good communication there. Landsnack all on the same page there, making sure that they deny the Nunu. What really...
Look at the support trying to stop a top
This is so sad. This looks like the Nasus and the Malphite we had earlier. It's just like, Nasus is like, I don't care, dude. I don't care about a Braum hitting me. Although Braum does get more damage if after he lands his concussive blows, he has
Yeah,
like
it gets
10 or
more
15
magic
extra
damage.
auto attack damage on his autos. The only reason I know that is because when he was released, he used to be viable top.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. He kind of sucks top now.
Alright, but it looks like Sci-Fi coming in is just going to clear out this wave with the Tiamat. Nicely done. And he actually has more CS than his top laner.
Yeah, he's farming up a storm. Sci-Fi's usually the problem with picking Jax and top lane is that if you get put against an oppressive pick, you don't get to have fun. You don't get to play the champion. You don't get to build items. But in the jungle, nothing can stop
Oh,
you from
Yofish
farming.
headbutts out Sci-Fi. He gets a good knockup, but here's the Unbreakable Will. He's gonna get slowed, but the red smite is coming out, and Rito Torchic isn't really doing a whole lot of damage. And the Buster
Disengage
Shot
is
comes out too
really
late.
late.
Sci-Fi on a rampage. 4-0-4, deaths not found.
It's really... I mentioned earlier, if you're picking Jax, you don't get to have fun against an oppressive pick. Nunu is an oppressive pick, right? He traditionally counter jungles, make sure that you don't get farm, makes you as useless as he is, as the great General Odd One would say. But in this game, Sci-Fi overcame that, and he's just running around hitting people with his little lamp, or I guess in this case, the god staff. Yeah, little
The
staff.
thing is, Nunu's not really all that useless anymore because of all those buffs to him.
But that would only be more in favor of Ferris Bueller. So Ferris Bueller, there's a big jungle.
Oh wow! Sci-Fi flashes. They knock out Rito Torchic and the Steadfast Presence, the Summoner Heal, and the Red Smite. Oh, he cancels the Keeper's Verdict.
What? How did that?
I'm not sure what happened there. And now Jack might have gone a little bit too deep. He's gonna use Clockworker to get out of there, and he's still got a lot of armor. There's the counter strike, stuns up Yofish. He will stun up Jack, and Jack finally goes down. And now Sci-Fi is the focus. Abyss has a lot of Sand Soldiers. But here comes Karamat, Summoner Heal used, and there's the Chain of Corruption. Abyss taking a lot of damage to Summoner Barrier, and Yofish's Locket. Now they push in PB Doughboy, and he'll get focused down. Here comes that good voice. A lot of Snack members running in one at a time to die. But the Black Shield will make sure the Echoed Voice makes it out of there.
Nice. Marine in there was making sure that he gets a swift escape.
Not sure what happened
Both players
to Jax.
still have 100% kill participation. Who's gonna drop it first? Place your bets now.
Ooh, good Shock Blast will force away Echoed Voice and Karamat, and at least until the teleport from Jack comes in. He's trying to just zone them away, but it will be a tower going down in favor of OU Diamond, so that's 2 towers to 1 in their favor, but they're still down 700 gold.
Yeah. 700 gold at this stage of the game isn't the end of the day. You've really got to start asking where the gold lead is. And so if
It's
we,
like
if we
basically
take a look,
all on
it's
Sci-Fi.
Yeah, it's pretty much Sci-Fi is the big name of the deal now. That gold.
Oh, that's a good Dark Binding Flash, Soul Shackles, Echoed Voice, solo kills of these.
Looking at the gold differences here, right? Jace obviously has the lead on Poppy. Sci-Fi has larger lead on
2.7k gold over Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, so predominantly it's Sci-Fi is making up for Jack's gold deficit. Now, it's expected for Jack to get a gold deficit in this lane. Now, that's why you picked the tank into the Jace. It is not expected for you to have such a pop-off game. Sci-Fi is having an amazing game, and we mentioned earlier, you know, you can go full tank. When you're going this fed, what's the problem with going damage is what I would ask. So I'm really questioning what this Ruby Crystal is going to build itself into.
It could be a Trinity Force.
It could be a Trinity Force, you're right.
But I mean, I don't know. I think building tank items when you're ahead,
it secures your lead, but like, if it is fed, right? Like, why not? Yeah, it's always the little angel or devil speaking on your shoulder. You know, like, build some tank, get caught, throw
Benjamin
the game.
is the devil right now. He's like, build damage,
Throw
kill
the
the
game.
enemy carries.
Kill them all!
Alright, Clockworker is learning. He holds that to the skies until after the Steadfast Presence expires, but I don't know if it matters. Jack is taking a lot of damage though. Clockworker turning it back around. Now Jack is running for his life, but Clockworker slowed up. He's taking a lot of damage from minions. Jack is gonna turn it back.
Shock!
Whoa, that's a big play from Jack.
Jack loves lamp, showing why Poppy reigns supreme. No tab eyes required. Tab eyes would have made this a much less close fight. It's insane.
And he's
how much
even
tab
gonna
eyes.
recall
And he
out Ferris
recalls.
Bueller, not able to stop him.
So I guess there we go, right? Oh, I guess I missed a kill. It's because it's 10. He lost the 100%. Sci-Fi.
Oh,
no
that was
longer
the solo
100%.
kill.
Yeah.
One of these
Yeah. You're
from
right.
Echoed Voice.
Whoops, missed one. There goes the 100% kill participation. It is now only Yofish that gets that honor. The OU Diamond 100% kill participation dude. Let's talk about this is past 20 minutes. Let's talk about Baron. Alright, so as far as Baron is concerned, you've got to start thinking about who has teleport, how does they pressure, and clearly Jack loves Lamp, able to contest Clockworker in the side lane, able to solo kill the guy. So you've really got to start wondering, well, where does this Jace go? Is he still able to oppress the Poppy in the side lane, pushing those waves, and make up for the fact that he's not a
He's
tank?
just jumping on the Rito Torch. Beautiful Steadfast Presence again. Jack loves Lamp. Has stopped the headbutt. He stopped the rocket jump. Rito Torchic has no escape tools, and they're just gonna look for him. Here's Echoed Voice just to make sure. And Rito Torchic has nowhere to go. Echoed Voice goes for the Alistair. Rito Torchic gonna tank the tower. Will give the kill over to PB Doughboy, but Yofish uses the ultimate to cleanse out. Now Clockwork getting jumped up by Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi's in the middle of 3 members. Will he be able to make it out? He's not gonna get it. He gets the out with the control ward, but he has no counter strike available.
That was mostly it. He is still building tank. Maybe that's a Sterax. Maybe that's a Frozen Mallet.
Oh yeah. All right. Cloud Drake going down in favor of Sneck. It will be 3 dragons to 0 in their favor.
This is going to be the story of the game for the rest of the game. Jace is pretty useless, and as long as he's gotten some very impressive steadfast presences, which is basically what defines your ability to play Poppy. You find good steadfast presences, you find good disengages, and you find good wall stuns. Although the wall stuns have been lacking, who cares? He's got an amazing, really steadfast. Oh,
whoa,
Baron
the
rush.
early Baron, and this is with Nunu Azir. They're taking it so fast for having no Mountain Drakes, for being 24 minutes into the game. I don't even think Snake knows this is happening. It's gone!
That's the power of Nunu Azir. You know, I completely forgot Nunu Azir was even in this game. I'm gonna be honest, various people are not really doing anything. You know, V is doing some of his own things, right? But they never really done anything together, and then there you go. Freaking Baron, it's dead. Good call from the side of OU Diamond.
PB Doughboy drops the control word. He's a little sad after that one.
Well, I guess I'll, you know, get that 30 gold, make my way out. Time to play towards Turtle. So with the Baron buff, does the Jace beat the Poppy in the side lane? Usually if you have a big enough minion wave, the answer is yes. He is deciding to respond instead to top lane, while Poppy's still
Ooh, PB Doughboy might be caught a little bit here. Aviz did not invest the Emperor's Divide just to pick off his support.
When you have Baron, I think it would be worth it, because if you think about it, what are the engage tools from Landsnake? It's just a Poppy flank, it's a sci-fi just charging in.
It's the Flash Soul Shackle Zanyas.
And the... Does he still have stopwatch?
Yes,
oh, no.
Zanyas.
You mean... I'm thinking...
you forgot that
Barrett.
that existed because stopwatch, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Alright, now Jack, he's gonna use the steadfast presence to chase on the Clockworker, but he's not gonna be able to chase him down.
He doesn't do that. You do nothing. I'm invincible, says Poppy.
He's actually just ignoring Clockworker now. Sunfire Cape, Randuin's Omen. Now he's backing away. He smells the members of OU Diamond on their way rather.
Yeah. And so, something that happens when you build a Zero like this is that you roam Un a lot, but luckily Nunu doesn't really have mana issues past, like, ever, because of his passive. So, another nice little complementary thing that they can do is that you just basically guarantee more blue buffs for Azir as long as Nunu has, you know, any jungle presence at all. And so with Baron, they have an amazing siege comp. I'm interested in...
Oh, Jack with the flank! He gets knocked into the enemy team. The Keeper's Verdict interrupted, and now Jack has to flash out to safety. PB Doughboy uses the Glacial Fissure to disengage, and the teleport from Clockworker comes in. This was a really good Glacial Fissure from PB Doughboy. Oh, Dark Binding finds the AD carry. Rito Torch are gonna get jumped up by Sci-Fi. There's the counter strike being used. Absolute Zero not able to do enough damage. Oh, Sci-Fi gets blown up by the Shock Blast and Avizus Azir. Karamat taking a lot of damage, but they will not find him. Now OU Diamond with the Baron and 5 members alive get another tower in the mid lane.
We like to talk about Baron power plays. This is a power play. It is now an evened up game. Goodbye Nunu, you won't be missed. Your blood boil's already on Trist. You're doing everything you're supposed to do. And there's another tower.
Another one for OU Diamond.
And that's an imp. That is the power of a power play. They did everything that they're supposed to do. Landsnake lacks reliable engage outside of what they pretty much did, which was land the Varus, have a good Poppy flank, have Jax jump in, but it's just not enough. As we saw, Alistar they have enough knockbacks. They have the absolute Zero presence, which nullifies the Jax effectively, and the Varus for a very long time. They did the perfect Baron power play. Really good macro from the side of OU Diamond. The only thing that was questionable was the Clockworker TP, but they deathballed with the Baron in a siege comp, and honestly, I'd rather have Jace with the team than with the Poppy on the sideline. So now it's just a question of can they keep this momentum going. They've managed to actually swing the gold lead in their favor, up 700 gold now, and so although they're down 5 kills, the 5 kills that they've gotten were on Sci-Fi, right? Or the latest kills that they've gotten were on Sci-Fi, and that is a pretty big shutdown for the side of OU Diamond.
And I had to talk about it because like a lot of the a lot of the Landsnake players they've been in OKLCS for a long time. If you remember, you know, Poppy's not a very high priority top laner as it is right now, but Jack Loves Lamp way back when he was known for 2 top lane champions, which were Gangplank and Poppy, and he's pulling out the Poppy now. He's making a really big impact with it. He has all of that pressure.
That's an interesting way to do the ward. Put it outside the bush, get the zombie ward, and then you have a ward outside and inside.
Yeah.
I'd not seen that before. from Clockworker. Creative ward strats.
Oh,
hello there.
whoa! Ferris Bueller gets found by Jack after he blast cones, and he's gonna get stunned by the concussive blows. Yofish comes in, he's trying to stop him from going down. Ferris Bueller actually gets out, but that's a good step out presence of these, can't get in, and Burst of Mind knocks them all away. Here's Sci-Fi, he gets in, he stuns up one. Ferris Bueller uses the snowball. Here's the absolute zero. Aviz is ripping through the team, but he will finally go down to the tormented soil. Here's Karamat unloading with the auto attacks onto Yofish.
Really nice
No
shot.
vision, but he will get the knockup, and Karamat will pick up the kill onto Yofish. No, it's Sci-Fi who gets it. It's a 4-for-0 in favor of Snack.
So, I was going to say Ferris Bueller is doing his best cosplay for the disco, but it is not the patch. Like, you're supposed to be useful on Nunu this patch. And so,
Just blast coning over the wall. He had no vision in that area.
very questionable play from Ferris Bueller there. Team also seemed like it was on very separate pages there. I don't see why you would want to fight there when the team hasn't been established in taking down the tower and just setting up vision around there. Because as you see, a lot of the vision wards for OU Diamond are on the complete opposite side of the map. There's 2 control wards doing nothing when the dragon's coming up and you have a Nunu. Just play towards that.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually finding myself liking this Morgana more and more as the game goes on. And Snack, they're gonna secure themselves. The Cloud Drake, close.
That was close.
They
That
had
was
no
respectable.
smite. Sci-Fi wasn't there. He was in base.
Yeah, that was a respectable attempt from Clockworker.
Oh, and he's building damage like you wanted him to.
There we go.
Frozen Mallet into the Trinity Force.
He said granted he's died since then, yeah. But whatever, it's okay. He's building it. I don't know why you'd ever buy a Sapphire Crystal this late into the game just to freaking dagger. Or buy control wards, those are pretty useful. But you know, that's what he's doing.
Debatable.
Mana
Control
Crystal
wards
doesn't do anything.
Control wards don't do damage.
It's true, but neither does a mana. You're not Rise. You're not. What's another champ that doesn't?
Well, I mean, if you don't have enough mana to use your Q, then I mean,
you have a jungle item. That's like permanent mana forevermore.
oh my goodness. All right, Baron up in 30 seconds. OU Diamond looking to go for the repeat Baron play.
You shouldn't be able to sneak in at 30 minutes into the game. It has to be well-established vision, well-defended vision for at least 3
Yeah, but
minutes.
look at the wards from Snack. They have none.
Snack doesn't have any wards, but if they go missing, you know, I wonder what they're doing. Right? They're just gonna bum rush to Baron. Tower top lane.
Okay, but OU Diamond are the ones who get the tower on the top lane. Now they're 6 towers to 3 compared to Snack.
Unique interaction there. Airy actually allows you to get your Black Cleaver shred faster on a lot of top lane champs because it does a little tick of physical damage every time you hit them. So it's like the auto, you actually get 2 procs.
Oh wow! Dark Binding lands. If he'd thrown the Tormented Soil, these would be very chunked right now.
Oh yeah. That was a good Dark Binding there from Echo Voice, and Azir does struggle to keep his HP high after being poked out. He has no form of natural
Yofish
sustain.
moving forward aggressively, misses the headbutt, and they're gonna get the no, they're not. Dark Fighting gonna not find anybody. Now Jack is fighting under Clockworker, gets knocked away by the Thundering Blow. Level 16 Poppy.
Uses the Guardian movement speed to and the stand behind me to get away there.
Alright, now this
Morgana
I know what
is
you're
in the base,
thinking.
but has teleport. What are we thinking?
They're like Snack knows they have to be doing this Baron. There's the teleport coming in from Jack Love's Lamp. They're having to
And
disengage
Echo
now. OU Diamond running away. The Keeper's
Don't
Verdict
ult
being
the chase
channeled.
away now!
Alright, he misses the Keeper's Verdict, but that might have been intentional. Here we go. The Emperor's Divide knocks him all the way. Absolute Zero being used, and Ferris Bueller is going to give his life. Jack will fall on the other side, but here comes the rest of Snack. Sci-Fi jumps in. Yofish is going to get focused down. Tormented Soil will zone away the rest of the team. Rito Torchic knows he can't walk over that or he'll just die. Echoed Voice goes dominating, and Snack pick up 2. And got Clockworker on the top side. Snack can't go for this Baron.
Red buff should be enough to get Jax back up to full HP, but he decides to recall anyway. Probably has enough money for his Triforce, and that was a good Baron to now. Teleport used by both members of Team Lansneck for that. However, that means that honestly that gets Clockworker out of jail because it no longer means that Jack's going to be playing for the side lane, but it also means that
Out of jail. That's a good way to put it.
He's not able to fight him. You see him just get bullied around way too much. Jack's way too ahead to deal with this.
Stoneblade now on top of the Sunfire Cape and Randuin's
so no
Omen.
more does the magic damage percent HP from Jace matter all that much. And then he's even more effective in team fights. And now you start seeing he's trying to start building a little bit of magic damage. Hopefully that's an adaptive home. Adaptive home was really nice against the Azir.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point.
Jack does have to respond to bot lane. OU Diamond might be looking to do something off of this pressure, but Jace is in base and he's going to be responding to the response of Jack responding to the bot wave.
Alright, YoFish and Ferris Bueller working together, trying to clear out some more vision.
Kidding, he's going to Baron.
Alright, 5 members of OU Diamond on their way
They
here.
can find an engage. It's really good if they have Jace up here. Poppy's already running up, knowing that the bot wave push is created.
Alright, the Baron has been triggered.
Yeah.
Right, the Sneck just looking around. The Shock Blast will
They're
not
waiting for
quite
Poppy.
find him.
I think Poppy,
Oh,
yeah,
he's
they
found
see-
Rito Torchic. He's gonna go in, but doesn't get the stun. He has to back away. He's taking a lot of damage now from Clockwork and Rito Torchic. About half of his health ticked away.
He doesn't have a Warmog, so he can't heal this backdrop. All he's relying is on the Ocean Dragon, and then boom, he's even half. Below 40%, Poppy gets really tanky. I don't think that's the optimal way to start a fight. You know, you are missing a good
Alright, I have bonus armor and MR, guys. Let's go! Shock Blast will find Karamat, but not too much damage. He's got that Blade of the Ruin King healing him back up.
Oh yeah. So very solid performances from pretty much everyone on Land Snake. Even though Jack's KD is not the best, you know, it's
I mean,
okay.
we've all seen those steadfast presence just knocking away so many
fine,
people.
dude. Everyone on Land Snake's doing amazing, but OU Diamond's doing just as good, mostly off of the really good unprecedented teamwork. So
Oh, Flash Chain of Corruption! They find Rito Torchic, and Sci-Fi pops him! He's gonna lose his Guardian Angel, and there's nothing you can do.
Oh, but sit down, says Jack.
There's the Glacial Fissure, a little bit unnecessary to use there, but they will catch out Rito Torchic. They pop his Guardian Angel, they get the kill. Nice play from Karamat and the rest of Sneck.
They should Baron here. They're afraid to Baron, I guess, because of the Glacial Prison that was used.
Yeah, probably also the fact that they have a late game Azir with Nunu.
Yeah,
probably
that'll
just
shred
shred
you
through
at
them.
Baron.
Nicely done, but now Sneck, they have the 5-man push in the mid lane. What can they do? Abyss has a lot of wave clear. Karamat, oh, that's a good dark finding! They're gonna go in with that one! Soul Shackles in the middle! And good boys, Zanya's in place! And they pop up Abyss! There's YoFish popping back up, and he will just go down immediately afterwards. They get the Glacial Fit, the Keeper's Verdict knocks out Clockworker. Flash for the stun with the concussive blows. Clockworker slowed up by another Winner's Bite, and Jack will get, no! Yes,
Oh, the
it
red
is.
buff. Okay,
the
good.
red buff from Karamat picks up the kill. That's 3 members of Oklahoma or OU Diamond dead. And now Sneck get the tower and they rotate straight up to the Baron. And that's the power of Morgana.
Ah, that's
just
some
throw it,
very
the dark-
nice bindings coming out from Echo Boys, finding their way onto a
Priority target.
It's like that's the only person it can reasonably hit, right? Because if it hits Trish, he jumps away. If it hits
Oh, yeah,
Nunu,
here's
he carries.
Ferris Bueller though. He's trying to keep himself out of there. BB Doll. Oh, Chain of Corruption and Jack on the flank. He stops the rocket jump out from Rito Torchic again. Jack with the beautiful Poppy play.
Jack is so good on this Poppy. He's able to shut down the shot constantly all game.
Baron over to Sneck, and this is a big turn in their favor. Now look at the gold lead now. It is 6
We
points.
saw the OU Diamond power play. It says we got the inhib, we snuck a Baron, haha. We're Nunu is here on the channel patch, right? Now it's time to see Land Snake fully utilize this Baron. They should be able to, if not close out the game, at least get some inhibitors off this. If they can't get at least one inhibitor, this Baron's a complete waste and it's a joke.
Yeah, and 7 kills on each of the priority members of Sneck. The Jax, the Morgana, and the Varus.
So they decide to double down. They're using a little bit of their Baron time to get the Elder Dragon, but now, if they can't get all 3 inhibs, okay, we'll give it 2. If they can't get 2 inhibs, I'm severely questioning.
Oh, they found
they find a pick.
YoFish. This is an 4 Dragon Elder. They're gonna burn through him, even through that ultimate. YoFish is gonna finally fall down. Sci-Fi's on a rampage. 75% kill participation.
75. That's good. That's good. Anything above 50 is good. As a jungle, you should have 60 or more. That's good. Good for him.
The Shock Blast comes in. It's not going to matter all that much. Sneck focusing down the inhibitor tower in the mid lane. And this might be the last ditch fight for OU Diamond. They need to at least try and fight under their Nexus towers once
totally
Skillfish comes back up.
Without Alistair.
Oh, Chain of Corruption! They find a V's on this Azir! There's the Glacial Fissure being used. They root up Ferris Bueller. He's got nowhere to go. Echoed Voice goes legendary. Soul Shackles finds both Reno Torching and Clockworker. He's got the Zanyas. He's not going to stun up anybody, but he's got his team to back him up. He will die to the Shock Blast, but it doesn't matter. Snack will go 1-0 in OKLCS Diamond Cap Spring 2018.
And that will be the end for all of today's games. That was a very nice, pretty one-sided. It almost like one-sided in terms of kills, but definitely not one-sided in terms of map pressure and like tug of war on the map. OU Diamond definitely put up a fight, even though the kills don't really represent that. A large majority just came from like random picks that were happening, but they definitely impressed with their mid-game, like coming out of pretty much nowhere. That if you give this team like a good early game and they do the mid-game like that, it's pretty automatic to close games past that point.
Yep. And so Sneck will take the victory over OU Diamond just off of some really nice Chain of Corruption picks from Karamat, some good Dark Bindings landing from Echoed Voice.
And some amazing denials from Jack. Like Jack denied so many things this game. Just like his laning phase was denied by Clockworker.
Yeah, and that will be the end. If you didn't catch it, before this game, we did mention the game that did not get streamed. It was GSM versus Waterheck Gaming. Waterheck actually took the victory over them 2-1. And unfortunately, we can't stream that because it was streamed on patch 8, or played on patch 8.1. Unfortunately, we don't have the option to stream games from previous patches anymore. But, you know, we look forward to seeing the continuing development of OU Diamond as well as all of these OKLCS teams in future weeks. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Please join us tomorrow evening, same time, 6 o'clock for OKLCS Platinum Capped Week 1. Have a good night, everyone, and hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching.